Like I said, I'm going to get it right, and I think I'm almost there. Yes. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's that time of the week where everybody just gets happy. You know why? Because we are here on your little tiny TV or your big TV, depends how you're watching us. Once again, it's me, and look at who's here. Yes, on time. Yay.
Yeah, you beat me by a few minutes, but still, it was a good day
Yeah,
for me to get ready, anyways.
yeah, man. Yes, he was chatting up in the green room, and as always, Dale's going to stick around for the hour. Then he's going to go do his fatherly duties, as he has promised himself, and watching cartoons with the kids. All right, yeah. Now let's see what's going on. All right, so now we got my color man, as I like to call him, Dan. All right, then we get this guy. Look at this. We haven't had this guy in about a minute. We got the other guy, Matt, with the balloons.
Look at that face he's doing.
Well, because he froze.
That's what he gets.
Yeah.
He wants to be all high and mighty with all the. There we go.
Every single time, man.
So apparently we can only have one black guy at a time. Oh shit! I'm sorry, Ish. I didn't mean to say that like that.
Yo, I got something I want to say really quick. I'm sorry. Y'all can boot. Y'all can kick me off. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. This is all in love. If I'm wrong, stop me. Product of pop culture. My middle finger to you. Y'all not gonna hijack my man podcast and advertise that you're live right now while we live. You can have my middle finger. I think that's shady. I think that's some haterism. I don't appreciate it. Yo, I just gotta let you know. That's some shady shit.
That's my Twitch. That's my Twitch channel that went off.
Oh, that's your Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, man. Because I ain't know.
I was just gonna let you get it off.
Hold on.
I was just gonna let you get it off.
My bad. I love you, bro.
I might get canceled for this, but that's some black on black crime.
Yo.
Can
you cancel him? Can you cancel him?
I tell you what, though, you can still give the middle finger, though. You know what I'm saying? It's Matt.
This is the only show where I'm going to end up at 8-4 in the morning.
I love Matt. But you know how it is, right? Like, y'all have a group, y'all have a page. I got a group, I got a page. And there's an etiquette, right? Like, you know, I'm going to come to you and ask you if I can do certain things, vice versa, rather than just do the things because, like, it's etiquette. You know what I'm saying? It's just a way that, you know, y'all worked a lot, really hard to build your group, to build your page. Y'all actually put in work to do that. You understand what I'm saying? And I recognize that as someone who's worked really hard to put together a group and build a page. So there's certain things that I think are etiquette. I don't go in other people's groups and photobomb their group with my group. You understand what I'm saying? Like I just don't do it. I ask for permission.
It's like going on a claim sale, and then someone's, hey, do you have an X-Men 101? And then, no, I don't. But then someone pops in, well, I have one.
I do, and I'm live right now. Come over to my.
Yeah, go my page.
Yeah, I do that, though, when I'm in a sale, and if they don't have it, I'll be like, hey, DM me. I might have something for you.
Yeah,
well,
but
it's not good. You don't do that?
Yeah, but that's not really hijacking somebody else's post or someone else's stream.
You're doing a claim sale. Say on what?
I'm not. It's not my claim sale. I'm in it observing like everybody else.
And I come into your claim sale and be like, hey, I'm live on Whatnot right now. Well, on your Whatnot. Like, yo, come over to my live on Whatnot.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Ish. What I'm asking, though, is just for clarity for me now, education. If I'm in a claim sale and somebody wants like an X-Men 101 and they don't have it, and I say, oh, DM me, I have it, is that not good?
No, you know what?
I would never care about that.
That's not the unetiquette is the being in a live claim sale and say, hey, everybody, I got this and this and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Without
come over to my claim sale.
I think Ish is talking about live claim sales specifically.
I don't have a live claim.
No,
right? Like not in the non-live claim sales. I think that if I had I used to host non-live claim sales, and if I was to have a claim sale and someone was looking for a book, I didn't have it, and somebody else came behind me and said, well, I got it. If you want, DM me. I'm not going to feel a kind of way about that.
I wouldn't feel no type of way if that happened in a live claim sale. Yeah. I wouldn't even feel that way, Dan, if that happened in a live claim sale. It happens all the time. I would never feel any type of way.
Some people
I would feel some type of way if you came into my claim sale and said, hey, I'm live over here. Come here right now.
Well, that's super shady.
That's shady. You know what I mean? It's
that's
like,
super
and
cool.
that's what I thought that.
Yeah, no, this
Matt
isn't
was doing.
hijacking. Actually, before because you weren't here on time, when everyone else was here,
Okay.
I said, hey, since this is Restream, I've got it so that it's going to stream into all my
If I
channels.
was on Ninja
And
time,
and
I would have been
Caesar
10 minutes late.
and Caesar can attest to this, that this conversation happened.
If I was
I
on
actually
Ninja
didn't.
time,
This is
I'd
the
have been
first time
10 minutes
hearing it.
late.
And at the same time, that's when we were hearing everything from Matt from one side of our headphones, and that's it.
I wish my picture was in the middle of all of you four, and I could just look like I'd be like this.
I tell you what, you know what the funny
Yo,
thing
first of
is,
all, always shout out
Matt
to
never
Abby.
said anything to me.
Shout out to Abby and everyone at the Golden Oldies. Shout out to y'all. Very important that we acknowledge you. You guys are such amazing supporters. I just
All
want to
the
shout
time.
out to y'all.
Every Tuesday, those golden oldies are always watching us. All right, we have some good stuff. Now, we're not going to do any spoilers only because of me. Why because of me? Because I'm going to watch Thunderbolts on Thursday. I have my tickets bought. The reason why I'm dragging the wife with me, I really am. I go, you want to go Wednesday or Thursday? She goes, what's the latest I can go so I can keep avoiding this?
Wow.
Quote,
She's going to be happy.
Quote, end quote.
First of all, shout out to Yaja. I miss you, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Miss you, bro.
Oh, Darren's on here. What's up, Darren?
Yeah, man. Listen, guys.
What up, Darren?
Has everybody else on this channel seen T-Bolts besides Caesar?
And Dale,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it, so okay, we got to be careful. Okay.
All right, we got to be careful. This is how we going to handle this T-Bolts thing.
I can respect this.
Top 5 Marvel movie to date.
Wow.
Wait. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. You
Top
surprised I
5
went there.
to date
To date.
of let's count it off. What's your top 5 then?
I think it's as good as Winter Soldier.
No.
No. Hold on.
No.
20 years removed. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
I think Winter Soldier's still the best.
Top
But I think
5?
that this era's Winter Soldier. I don't think we've had
I
a
do
movie
not
from
believe it's
Marvel.
better than Civil War.
Sam, if you missed it, Ish just said that Thunderbolts
Okay.
is as good as
Okay.
Winter Soldier.
Okay. Let me clarify what I mean, though. Let me clarify since we're having this conversation. So Winter Soldier is the standard, right? For an entire generation of Marvel films. It's the best.
Hands down, the best in my
It's
opinion.
the best. It's the standard.
Best standalone movie, also.
So this Thunderbolts movie for this generation, now mind you, we in a different generation. To me, we're in a different generation than we were 10 years ago for Marvel films, right? None of the people from
Maybe you should
those
just break it up
original
by
films
phases,
are
bro.
in this movie. Okay, phases, what have you.
Yeah,
But-
because phases have a beginning and an end. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Or at least
but-
maybe multiverse saga.
Okay. So what I mean by top 5, I'm thinking Winter Soldier. I'm thinking Civil War. I'm thinking Ragnarok. I'm thinking Thunderbolts. I'm thinking maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Like it's in that top percentage. If not top 5, it's in that top percentage of all-time best Marvel films.
Can I
Ish
just
out of
throw
10.
one thing out here? Can I add one thing? And I think it's a great movie, so I don't want to start any kind of controversy here. But and I want to be careful because I think a big theme in Thunderbolts was mental illness and depression, right? And it's
That's kind of spoilery.
and I'm not trying to spoil it. It's a worthy topic, and I think it's one that they addressed quite well in the movie. I will say that I don't think that Winter Soldier had that type of theme, and in my mind, it made it more entertaining. Winter Soldier.
Whoa. Like
More
the
grounded.
entire premise behind Winter Soldier was about the illusion of security and whether or not you were willing to give up your freedoms for it. You cannot I get it, like the whole like self-care, mental health, like dealing with this depression and being lonely. Yes, that's a very relevant to today topic. But we're not gonna just rob Winter Soldier like Winter Soldier didn't have deep depth.
No,
themes
Matt,
in it.
but that's not what he said,
Matt,
though.
I
Okay.
wasn't
Okay.
going there.
Yeah,
One
okay.
second. I wasn't going there. What I was just simply saying was I enjoyed Winter Soldier more because it wasn't so along that line. Like I'm not at all mocking self-care and mental illnesses and depression. I'm just saying that wasn't a main theme of Winter Soldier, and that's why I feel like I liked Winter Soldier a little more.
Can I ask you a question, Dan?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were able to relate personally to that theme in Thunderbolts?
have I experienced some of that? Yes.
Did it emotionally touch you?
Yes.
To where you had a emotional reaction to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
I mean,
like
I
like
think
oh, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
be
I
careful
would
with
say
your wording, Matt, because it's crossing the line.
Oh my
So shout out
value.
to Wayne Russell. I gotta say to Wayne Russell, shout out to you. Most of Marvel's movies, the vast majority of them are B movies. We just happen to be fanboys, so we like them. But the vast majority of them are B movies. So I mean, that's not really saying.
And
So
Matt,
then-
I'm not trying to be cagey because I want to really respect the topic because I'm not an expert in it, so I don't want to minimize it by the words I choose to say. I will say to your point though, I did have moments where it did touch me for sure. It did.
And more so than Winter Soldier.
I enjoyed Winter Soldier more because it wasn't in more of an in my face topic like that. If I'm
Okay,
being
I
honest.
do
You
think it
know
was
what?
very on the nose.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts is very on the nose.
It's several characters are definitely dealing with some
Issues.
sort of mental or emotional issue.
I
The
feel
thing
like there's a
about
better way to say
Thunderbolts
this.
that
But that's
really
the
was
premise of
compelling.
the whole group. Is
Yeah.
they're a ragtag group of misfits that don't
Emotional.
belong in the Avenger space. Like
So-
they are the rejects. They are. I mean,
Now I would say
what's her face says it right there. They're losers.
what's awesome about this movie is that
That's the point.
it
It's
does.
redemption.
I think the best way I could describe it, because okay, top 5 is cool. We don't have to say top 5. It's one of the best Marvel movies.
I think it's up there. It's Guardians, like right under Guardians 1 level of building a team and getting me excited for it.
And
Getting me
what's
excited for
interesting,
the future.
what's great about it is it does so much with the least, and that's what kind of propels it, is that it does a lot with actually the least, right?
I'm
These
gonna
characters.
say
What's
this.
up, Tom?
Very much
Top
so
5
like how
movies,
Guardians
Love
was.
and Thunder, Multiverse of Madness, Guardians
Oh,
of the
I gotta
Galaxy.
stop you right there.
No, I'm just playing.
You know
I'm
what?
fine.
You're just irrelevant.
I knew Dan was. I was about to throw Dan out the window. And
I
I'm
feel
over
like
here
top
fucking
5 is a
Mexico.
completely different discussion that will get
Yeah.
that will be
Yeah.
like full on debate, which is great. But I
Ish.
really feel like Thunderbolts is carving out now where we're gonna be going. And I mean, I've talked to friends that aren't diehard comic fans, and they said, man, I could care less about a character like Ghost, or I could care less about Yelena because she hasn't been
You're right,
captivating
William.
up until now. And
You're right.
now they are 100%. They're like, I'm invested in these characters. I want to see what's going to happen next. So that to me is Guardians level work and quality.
Now, Will, when you say T-Boats is just too blah for me, so if I'm removing bias and just looking at it objectively, I can see where some people may see that, and I get you. I can see that because there are some movies that people think are great that to me were very similar. So I could actually see where some people could watch that film and especially having watched the vast majority of Marvel, and been into it from a specific perspective, because you have this. What I'm noticing is you have this diehard dichotomy, right, where there's a large contingent of people that are Infinity War Endgame, and then you have this other contingent that are not Infinity War Endgame, and you know what I mean, and but we meet somewhere in the middle on the other stuff. So yeah, I can see your point.
The thing. This is the thing is also is I'm hearing from what I'm hearing from other people is that there's people who are not into the Marvels that will enjoy it. For example, my wife watches everything because I drag her ass to watch everything, right? She watches all the shit on TV because I fucking hold her eyelids open with toothpicks to watch all the Marvel and Star Wars shit on TV. Okay? From what I'm hearing is that she's going to actually enjoy this.
Yes,
she's
she
going to
will.
enjoy it.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
Ish, what did you give it? Like score wise, out of 1 to 10.
I didn't rate it 1 to 10, but if you
I'm
want
asking
me
you
to
to.
rate it 1 to 10, I would give it. I'd give it an 8.
I give it an
okay.
8.
It's got to
That's
be an
fair.
8.
I give it
fair.
an 8.
I gave
Solid.
it a 7.5.
Wow, that's
Okay.
Yeah, so
So these
I
are-
think that's a fair grouping.
So it has the longest end credit scene to date.
Like 2 minutes, right? Like 2:40 or 2:30.
It is a long scene. I didn't even think
It's the
about
longest
that.
one. It's the longest
a
end
long
credit
scene.
scene.
Yeah, some
To date.
And then
somebody had an
and
article
before I
on it.
go, It's the last. It's the last, right? The last credit, or the last scene. Like
It
it's
is the
back up
post
to the-
credit scene, not the mid
Post,
credit
post,
scene.
post. Okay.
I-
Dan,
It's funny.
what did you give it? Dan?
Like it's just funny.
What did I give it? I agree 100% with Ish. The only thing I hated about the movie is what I hate about all movies now is these god awful fucking popcorn buckets. Can we stop with the fucking popcorn buckets?
How you gonna
What
put that
was
against the
theirs?
movie? How you
What was
It was,
there?
put that
it was
against
some
the
Red
movie?
Guardian. It was some
I
Red
don't know.
Guardian thing where you had to open the top of his helmet to reach in to get pop. Who's designing these things?
Oh, dude, I have friends who are hardcore popcorn bucket people.
Collectors,
And if you
right?
look at what this is a different like offset of popcorn buckets, but if you look at the Disney fandom, they started popcorn buckets. It's absolutely disgusting and crazy, but it's
Well,
bringing
Sam,
people
you
to
saw
the
the-
movie
you saw the
theaters.
Dune-
It really is. It's
You saw
it's
the Dune 2
ridiculous.
popcorn bucket, right? Look like a friggin' fleshlight. Like, who is making these popcorn buckets? And can we stop it, please?
I don't think it's ever gonna stop.
Big Rob.
Yeah.
I mean,
right,
the
so
Deadpool one was like the baby
Oh, yeah,
Deadpool sitting in a
Caesar.
car seat.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting? Now that we're the only ones that haven't seen it, but we want to go see it.
You know what? I'm expecting to go in there and kind of be.
Oh,
One
you didn't go,
entertained.
Caesar?
No, I'm gonna go Thursday.
I haven't seen it either, and I'm gonna try to see it this weekend.
I'm gonna go to be entertained. One and two. It better be fucking good because now I'm getting this. It's better than Godfather 2. You know all that bullshit. And now,
No, I'm
I feel like-
exaggerating now.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Let's
Whoa.
talk about that for a second because there's been
whoa.
the internet's reception of this movie since it's come out has been, in my opinion, more positive than Deadpool and Wolverine because it almost comes off like this movie is saving the MCU.
Nobody
I
took
don't
a shit
feel-
on it.
No, I'm just saying-
100%
I'm
agree
saying
with you.
This is the reaction.
on the
right? People are
reactions.
treating this like
Yep.
like it's a 7.5. Okay, that's what I gave it. You guys gave it an 8. I gave it a 7.5. I gave Brave New World a 6.5. So it's only 1 point away from an average movie. So we're saying,
yeah, but
we're
like,
still
but you like
above
She-Hulk.
average.
But you
Brave
like
New
She-Hulk,
World is
so-
average.
That's
Brave
not-
New
that's
World
not
is
great.
average.
You like She-Hulk.
I love She-Hulk.
He loves
I-
She-Hulk.
I'm with you. I was at-
absolutely adore her.
Everything that he says out of his
I was
mouth
at
is
7.5,
just-
but I gave
Asterisk.
Deadpool Wolverine 7.5, and I think so Deadpool Wolverine. So here's the difference. Here's what made me bump because that's what I thought about when I took me a second to say 8 because I gave Deadpool Wolverine 7.5, and the difference is I gave Deadpool Wolverine a 7.5 with the idea. The caveat is that I could never watch that movie again, and I'm good. I want to see Thunderbolts again. And that's the difference. That's what bumped it to an 8. Is that I could never watch
kinda
Deadpool
disagree.
Wolverine again. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say really quick to something that you were talking about. I just wanted to touch on real quick about the reaction and the internet reaction. This is the first movie in a long time where at the end people stood up and clapped. On the end credit scene, several people screamed out, "Oh my God, yeah!" Like screamed it while I was there. Like screamed it on the end credit scene. So there is that.
I kind of feel like, and someone said it, right? 7-8 is kind of like golden age of Marvel MCU, right? And that was one I just finished recording my my review for the movie. And I do feel like this is a very hearkening back to us in, phase 1, phase 2 movies where a movie would release and it would get you excited and in anticipation for the next movie and for what's to come. I feel like a lot of the writing, the comedy didn't stick. It just didn't land well in the first 2 acts. And then in the third act, it was just like, God bless, it was hilarious, right?
Yep.
And I feel like that's why I give Deadpool Wolverine was written well. It just didn't have the emotional kick that I wished it would have had as far as like I feel like this emotionally had more bite in it. Even though I get where the story was going with Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was kind of along the same, you can say that they kind of had similar tones in respect of insecurities, a lack of
Acceptance,
confidence, and not feeling accepted, feeling like not finding value within yourself, right? So, but I do feel like production wise, writing wise, acting wise, like obviously Deadpool Wolverine is a better movie,
Okay,
in
hold
my
on,
opinion.
Let me ask a question real quick.
But not
Matt,
by
Matt,
far.
Matt, Matt,
Can you
Matt,
put
Matt,
Williams'
Matt,
last
Matt,
comment
Matt,
back up
this
while
huge
Dale's talking?
gap.
Matt, I have a question, Matt. When you're talking about acting, this and that, was Thunderbolts a better movie than Sinners?
Oh, I have to watch that.
They're different movies. You can't
No.
say that.
No. We're talking
No.
about acting wise.
No, just from performance, writing, dialogue, plot. No, it definitely wasn't. Absolutely wasn't.
Honestly, that what you just said doesn't give me that much hope for Thunderbolts. I think it's an average movie.
Mind you, Bob is phenomenal.
You're saying that movie. You're saying that a lot of people are praising this to be the next thing for Marvel. I have not seen that, and
That's Bill Pullman's son. You know that, right?
Bob is phenomenal.
Louis Pullman, yeah.
I heard it was good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't even get my own opinion yet because until I see it, and I want to see it. So
What
bad,
is
'cause y'all
the
are,
response you've seen, Dale?
it's either it's really good or it sucks.
I haven't seen that it sucks at all.
There's no in between.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard a few.
What about everybody else? What have you guys seen the reception? Because the reception I've seen, people are making it like this is the best Marvel film to come out within the last, several phases. Really.
Oh, that's
no. I think I saw that this
up.
was the best Marvel film to come out since Endgame. I saw that.
I saw that.
Can we put
in several places? I saw that posted.
Previous to this one back up.
Which one?
That one. I just wanted to say, William, because you obviously I've been reading your comments, and I've also seen you in the group, so you're actually pretty intelligent. And I think your opinions are generally dope. I want to say this because I think that we're all reasonably intelligent as well. No, because we're having a conversation about something that's certainly subjective and opinion based. And so this comment, while I don't wholly disagree, it's predicated upon the fact that we all agree that the last few years sucked, or that we can't evaluate certain things as, based upon their merits, that we just can't look at what was dropped the past couple of years and evaluate them based on their merits. So because of that, maybe we see Thunderbolts as better than it actually is.
Through rose-colored glasses?
Right.
I don't know.
That's what I don't agree with. I think that you, as well as the rest of us, well, okay, I wasn't trying to insult you by saying you're intelligent. My bad. My bad.
The thing is that I've been seeing like stuff. For example, someone brought up Andor, and he was saying, he's been a guest on the show, and he said couldn't get through the second episode. It was horrible. It's worse. And I think it's one of the smartest written shows on Star Wars to date. I don't even enjoy Andor. And I love the first season, and I think it's a slow burn, but I think the acting, the writing, I'm in. And people are like, it's the shittiest thing. You can't watch it. I dare you to go through 3 episodes of it. But that's the whole thing about movies and TV shows. It's so subjective. And what we find to be, it's not for everybody. What I find fucking awesome, the guy next to me go, you gotta get the fuck out of here because that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. No. And then he says, this movie's great. And I could go, what are you talking about? That's the worst movie I ever saw.
I just want to say really quick, William, I wasn't trying to offend you by telling you that you're intelligent. I was trying to compliment you. That's what I was trying to do because I thought your comment was stupid and I was trying to say it in the best way possible. It was just a dumb as fuck comment. I just want to throw that out there. All right.
The thing is that we enjoy what we enjoy, right? We like what we like. And there's nothing more satisfying than to hear other people's opinions and to have a civil conversation and go, no, I get that. I understand that, but this is my take. And they can go, yeah, I get that. But I still think it sucks. So
William,
I'm gonna look at Thunderbolts based on like age generation, right? So if we look at Gen Xers, I'm in that category. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I understood some of the comic material. It sort of followed that a little bit. As Sam said, ragtag group. They find themselves. They come together for a cause. It made sense. It was good. If you look at like the millennials, and you look at, what is it, Gen Zs, they face different challenges than me. And I think, to Matt's comment, depression, more things that are on the nose, is more relevant because they're facing a little bit more different challenges than I did, perhaps. And it might be something more familiar to them. But either way, across the board, whether you're there for the topics or the topical issues, or you're there for the entertainment, I think it touches a lot of good spots, and it was just an all-around entertaining movie for me. Like, I did enjoy it. So,
well, William, I want to say that what you're saying about Thunderbolts, I said about Guardians 3, and people called me crazy.
You are.
What's that? Because I agree with what William's saying about it's really easy to see
that people were looking at Guardians with rose-colored glasses because I didn't think it was all that great.
But nobody thought Guardians was great. Really?
Are you kidding? Everyone I talked to
said
Guardians was
100% agree
the
with
best
William on
of
the
the
rose-colored
trilogy.
glasses.
Blah blah blah. I'm like, no.
I mean, Guardians isn't the greatest Guardians to come out. It's not even close to Guardians 1 in the impact.
In my circles, people were like tearing me apart.
The only reason why Guardians 3 was good, in my opinion, was the High Evolutionary. That's it.
I think it was the rocket aspect of it that most people.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
let's just address this. Most of the fan base is not emotionally intelligent, that in tune with their emotions and go to movies to tear up and be moved and cry. They're going to be entertained. They're going to laugh. They're going to see cool stuff.
Emotionally intelligent. Yo,
so when you see a movie with Rocket and this really compelling story of Rocket really finding himself and rediscovering
his girlfriend
and all this stuff, right? It's very emotional, and I think the people who are impressed by that propel it to like, oh, this movie is so great because it was actually about something. You know what I'm saying? And they're just, it's just not something that they're familiar with.
I don't think I'm as nuanced. I'm not as nuanced as that either. I think the problem with me is maybe not. I don't have a high emotional IQ. Like, I'm not tapped into my feelings, to your point, Matt. But there are certain taboo things I don't enjoy.
You can't spoil it, Will. You can't spoil it.
Well, no. I'm not reading anything.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, when they hurt animals, I don't like that. Like, I'm telling you right now, if in the Superman Legacy movie that comes out, they're going to hurt Crypto, I'm out. I'm walking out of the theater. I don't want to see it. Like,
fuck them animals.
Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Let's move on to the next subject because there's some reason to spoil it. So we're gonna move on.
Yeah, I'm not trying to read. If Will, hold on. If Will drops something in the comments, I'm trying.
Don't read it. Don't read it.
I'm trying hard.
Don't read it. Will, I appreciate that you did that. Though I want to say I'm gonna give Will and Diageo, because Diageo's my dude. I'm gonna give y'all some fodder. Y'all know I didn't feel Endgame. So maybe my opinion is just the worst one to act because I did not like it. I was not an Endgame fan. And everybody knows, and I have no problem saying
I don't agree with the sentiment, though, that we were spoiled with the first couple phases. I think we had a ton of crap movies leading up to Endgame. Oh, well, not just Endgame, leading up to even Avengers.
Yeah, we had a lot that people don't.
100%.
That's why I said
even
Age
of Ultron,
that majority
which
of
was
Marvel movies are
supposed to be a
B-movies.
tentpole.
That's why I said it.
Age of Ultron was a crap movie.
It was not great.
People seem to think, we've been on this show debating this, where people seem to think that Marvel put out 50% of their movies suck. 50% are good.
I wouldn't say suck, but they definitely weren't like these big. Everything wasn't Winter Soldier, Everything wasn't No Way Home.
Yeah, some were Iron Man 2 and 3. Some was Thor 2, 3, and 4. Excuse me. Thor Dark World and Thor Love and Thunder.
1 and 2. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Thor 1 wasn't even great.
Almost
it was
the first Avenger.
Like, for example, Endgame.
The
Endgame's
first
my top
Avenger
5.
aged well. And
It did age well.
I will
when it came out,
again.
we was roasting that movie.
Time and again, I will go back and rewatch phase 1 through 3 movies. I will rewatch them handily. It'll be much more spurious for me to go in and watch anything beyond phase 4. Maybe Shang-Chi.
First Ant-Man was good.
Ant-Man?
The first one only.
I like that.
I like the first Ant-Man.
Was dope.
The first one was good. Other than that, everything else.
Just like the first Doctor Strange was lit.
Oh, I love Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange for me is my top 5 of the Marvel. I just love that whole.
Yeah, I
love
wasn't spoiled with Iron Man 2. You didn't spoil me.
Oh,
You didn't
Okay,
spoil
so-
me with Iron Man 3. You didn't
The
spoil me
only-
with the
The
first
only
two Thors.
movie
Like,
I
I
would
wasn't
rewatch
spoiled.
from Phase
Just to
4 and
get a-
beyond, the only movie I would rewatch from Phase 4 and beyond is Shang-Chi that I will watch all the way through, won't turn off. And now will be Thunderbolts. Truly.
I've already watched the movie multiple times in this phase. I'm not gonna go into it. You guys already know I'm not like you guys. I appreciate
You watched the Marvels like 7 times.
bro, and I
like
will
Marvel.
watch it over and over and over again.
I
like
It's so
Marvel.
good.
I think a Marvel the 7.5.
I like the Marvels.
I think I gave the Marvels the 7.5 too. Actually.
I really
Most
enjoyed
people
it. I
have
thought
good
that
answers.
Mama Khan's family
I-
stole the show.
It's a fun movie to watch, you know.
It is.
No, man,
I-
what
I-
I hate is how overpowered those three are. They get one freaking Ronin and they have trouble with her. That pissed me off. Like, how in the hell did whatever.
Let me ask this question: what is everybody's top movie? What is the number one movie for you? Just to get like a good metric from where these opinions are coming from.
Usual Suspects. Kaiser.
No.
Soze.
MCU movie.
Kaiser
Top
Soze.
MCU movie.
Usual
Soldier.
suspect.
Wait. What's the question, Matt?
Top MCU movie. Like
Winter
your
Soldier.
number one MCU movie.
Winter Soldier.
You know what? For me, it's between Winter Soldier, Endgame, and Civil War.
It's a tie. A three-way
I
tie.
tell you, Endgame's in my
Man
top
up and
5.
pick one.
Pick one.
Motherfucker.
Pick one.
Probably Endgame.
Okay.
Let me tell you why, because they had it all. It had the emotion, it had some of the action, it had some drama, some of the ha-has. You know, it kind of
It's
had
a
the
good
whole.
film.
It had the whole pot. But I understand why someone like Ish goes, it wasn't my top, and I like Winter Soldier better. And let me tell you why. I get that. I get all that. And once again, this all goes. Now, somebody could go Endgame, Winter Soldier, and Civil War is not even my top 5. Those people could go to hell. But what I'm saying is, they have those opinions.
Y'all are killing me with this Civil War shit.
I'm going to
It's
say
your
this.
number
Hey,
one.
Matt,
I don't think
Like,
Civil
how
War
is
is
that
my
even in
top
the
5.
conversation?
Matt. Let me throw this out here, just something to consider. I think
Well, give
one
your
of
top
the best
5.
movies.
Everyone give your
I
top
think
5.
one of the best movies is Civil War, but my favorite movie is The Avengers because I feel like it was at a time where everything was possible in the Marvel universe. Like it was all just kind of unfolding. So I like The Avengers.
They've been building movies after that. I mean, they've been building
I'm
changed
talking the
movies.
original, The Avengers from Phase
on
1.
this list.
Yeah, it changed movies.
What's
It
that?
Civil
changed
War changed
the idea of a franchise. Period.
Are you talking about
What's
the
that?
Avengers?
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
Not a franchise, a universe.
I mean,
Yeah,
everything.
I think if I had
We
to
didn't
pick
even know what a
one Marvel
universe
movie,
was
The
at that
Avengers
point.
would be there.
You know?
I just the Civil War thing is really blowing my mind. Like Civil War is a cool movie, but it ain't one of the best, and it's like prominently amongst. I don't even think it should be mentioned in the same sentence as Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is phenomenal, like by far better than Civil War. This is wild, man.
The reason why you mentioned Civil War is because Civil War, and I get it, there's this emotional box that it checked, several of them, right? It solidified Spider-Man as an MCU project taken away from Sony. It was the second time it brought every major character that had been introduced in all of Marvel into one film. You know, at that time, before those characters were established, it had been done in Avengers, but now in Civil War, it was like what Endgame, it was the prelude to what an Endgame could be. I thought it was better executed in Endgame because there were a lot less plot holes. But I think that's what it was. It just checked a lot of emotional boxes for people. Like it really was a big mid-game movie.
We've gotten into the ranking conversation. Why doesn't everyone just drop their top 5?
The reason why I asked the number one is because I think
No
getting
explanation,
into top
drop it.
5 would be very, very. It would take a long time for us to all go through our top 5s. Like,
I like what
you don't have
Sam
to say
said,
why.
no explanation,
You just go
just
boom,
drop
boom, boom, boom.
I mean,
boom, boom, boom.
I've never ranked my top 5. I'd have to literally
Dell
go
can't
last.
do it.
think about
You
it.
go last.
Dell can't do it. Dell can't do it. Dell's going to be like, well,
But I know
White
I'm number
Tiger,
one.
White
Hold on.
Tiger was in Daredevil, so
But
Daredevil.
this will show the difference in tastes and how this is
Look.
all
Well,
about.
I think everyone's
personal
number
preference.
one does that, right? Everyone's number one
what
does
hits
that
for you.
at a macro level. You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
I'm in for the top 5. Let's just do this.
Do
all
it.
right, all right.
Matt don't want to. Matt,
I'm
let's
here.
do this.
I'm here. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna learn today.
All right.
My number one is Dark Knight. Easy. Dark Knight's number one beats them all.
Wait,
Easy.
hold on.
Yo,
I mean,
you can't
you're
do
not
that.
wrong.
wait.
You're not
You can't
wrong.
give
Wait,
Guy
hold
prep
on.
time.
No, I feel you on that.
This is what
Hold
happens
on,
when you give
hold
Dell
on.
prep time.
Yo,
Hold
Dell.
on. Are we talking Marvel or are we
We're talking
talking
Marvel.
in general?
Marvel.
Are
Y'all
we
just threw a
talking?
curveball.
Okay, so now are we
Marvel.
talking all Marvel
Because
properties?
Popeye beats Dark Knight.
Are we talking all Marvel properties? Or are we just talking about MCU movies?
MCU movies.
Because that's what we're on.
Well, why?
Well, no,
I
because
I
there's
want to put
MCU
the.
TV shows
I'm not
as
gonna
well.
handle that disrespect. I'm not gonna have that disrespect. All right.
MCU movies.
So
that the
only
first time
MCU
tonight?
movies. Okay.
All right, MCU movies. All right. Who wants to go first? Sam, since you brought this up, go ahead.
I mean, I'll go. So,
Yeah, go.
Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Far From Home, Endgame, Infinity War.
Oh, mercy.
Hate Black Panther on that list.
Dude, I can rewatch it. I can watch it every day.
Hold on.
It's
Are we
incredible.
considering
Wait. Okay. Hold
Blade
on.
in the
Okay.
MCU,
Are
though?
we talking about our top five
Yeah,
favorites?
your top,
Or
your top
whatever
five.
metric you want it to be.
Whatever
Okay.
metric,
It's
however
mine.
you want to do it.
I gotta tell you what, Civil War, in no order. Civil War, Endgame, Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange, and Thor Ragnarok. I really love me that Thor Ragnarok. I don't know what, it's something about that movie that just always just fucking punches me in the face. I don't know if it's the some of the special effects. I don't know if it's the music. Hearing Led Zeppelin in any movie gets me. I don't know. It's just because I'm thinking of all the other stuff, right? You got the Ant-Man, you got the Ultron, you got the Avengers, you got the other shit movie, the Quantum. You got when you compare what on my list for me compared to everything else that came out, those are the ones that I will probably watch over and over again. Well, Black Panther, sure, okay, maybe it's on the teetering, it's on the 6th, maybe. All right, who's next? Who wants to jump on next?
I feel bad because I'm a little bit. I think I'm a little bit biased by Phase One because I like fiction. I don't want things to start collapsing, and then they kind of went downhill. Like they were really facing challenges, and the team started killing off characters. They started breaking things apart. So I mean, all my movies are pretty much Phase One, honestly. Like I like number one, The Avengers. That's my favorite movie. Number two, Winter Soldier. It's not a Phase One movie, but I like it. Number three is Iron Man, the original one from 2008. Number four is the first Avenger, Captain America. I love it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think 5 now is Thunderbolts. I really did enjoy it. It's a current movie, and I really did enjoy it. And I think it's bringing back Marvel. I mean, I know that's might not be a popular opinion, but I think it checked a lot of boxes.
I forgot. I got to be honest. I forget about Iron Man. I forget all about
Iron
the
Man's a
first
top
Iron
10
Man.
for me.
No. For Iron Man
Man
and
top
first
10.
Iron Man and first Captain America, the first Avenger bullshit. That's my top 100%. I mean, for another topic, another day, another podcast, we could talk about all-time comic book movies in general.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Because let's do that because I already have a top.
I think I've narrowed it down to. Wait.
Hold on, I got 5 minutes.
Wait.
Let me say mine first, Matt, because I got 5
Cool,
minutes.
yeah, for sure.
So I write them down because I was thinking about it. Number 5, I have Iron Man. Number 4, I have Avengers. Number 1. 3, I have Ragnarok. It was just fun. Number 2, I have Civil War. And number 1, I have Endgame. It was a hard thing to pick, though, honestly. But
What was
There's
number
so
one, Dell?
many.
What was number one,
There's so
Dell?
many now.
Endgame, because it was just fun. Endgame, like overall, like at the end, the sayings, the quotes, the fight scene. The only fight scene I hated was when all the girls got together and whatever. But other than that, it was 100%.
You didn't like that? So bad.
No, it was too forced, honestly. But other than that, I'm good.
Darren,
Boo,
my number one all
strong
time
women, boo.
is always Robin Hood. Is always Popeye. So for me, in no particular order, but obviously Winter Soldier to me is number 1. I gotta put the first Avengers on there because that's the one that makes me go back and I watch that Like that's the one when it came out. I don't watch it anymore. When it came out, I watched it multiple times. Thor Ragnarok is on there.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah, it's very slim pickings for me. That Spider-Man movie with Mysterio, because that was the first time I felt like I was actually watching Spider-Man.
You know what? That's also pretty cool. I got to admit, because I like me some Mysterio,
Far
and
From
I
Home.
actually did enjoy that. Far From Home.
Yeah,
Was it?
it's just
Yeah, it's
the
good
first
movie.
time I felt like I was watching Spider-Man, and I got to go with the movies that I really enjoyed, and then it would be a toss-up between Guardians 1 and Thunderbolts. At number 5, they were like right there with each other.
Yeah, you know, Guardians 1, the first Guardians.
Guardians 1 is right up there too.
That was
Yeah,
all right.
right.
Yeah. It was. Who hasn't gone yet? Matt?
Yeah, I haven't gone yet.
All right. Well, come
Just
on.
to
spit it
clarify,
out.
we are talking about only MCU movies, and this is my top 5 favorite.
Has
Right.
anyone
Which-
named an MCU movie, a non-MCU movie
I'm
in this
just-
whole conversation?
Yeah,
I love
you-
Matt.
This
That
one,
is
man.
my dude.
It's really hard for me not to put She-Hulk on this list, so I just wanted to get that out. All right.
She shouldn't be in the top 25 of anything.
So
Wait,
this is my
wait,
top
Wait,
5.
hold on, Matt. Matt, what did you just say right now? Are you
He
cut
wants
out?
She-Hulk on his list. He wants She-Hulk to be a movie. He wants the series to be counted as a movie.
I
so he can
enjoyed
put it on his
Tatiana
list.
Maslany. Bring him back. Come on.
Maslany or Maslany? I don't know how to pronounce
No,
it.
Tatiana Maslany. She
He's
was
on the
great.
other side now.
Okay, so this is actually my 5 to number 1. My number 5 was Homecoming. Okay. Number 4 was Infinity War. My top 3, number 3 is Winter Soldier. Number 2 is Endgame. And my number 1, and I solidified this by rewatching it the other day, and it was definitive for me. No Way From Home. That movie blew me the fuck away.
Matt, I have a question for
Every
you.
time I watch it.
What's
So good.
better? What's
Tom
better for you?
Holland movies in the
She-Hulk?
top.
Is She-Hulk better or WandaVision better?
WandaVision.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Hands down.
You're
Hands down.
saying. Thank you.
So let me hold on. Hold the fucking phone, man. What's your number 1?
No Way From Home. I mean, no Way Home.
I gotta be honest, all those Spider movies, I get them so confused, it's not fucking fun.
No Way
What-
Home.
Yeah, I just miswrote it because he said Far From Home.
Which one is No Way Home?
The last one.
The last one.
The last
Okay.
one.
The three
And
Spidey.
Man,
Okay,
is that a fucking doozy?
No
It's
Way
incredible.
Home. Okay, what's the
Yes, it
second
is.
one called?
Far,
Far
From
From
Home.
Home.
What's the first one called?
Homecoming.
Homecoming. And that's my number 5.
Ah,
Homecoming was so good, man. It just gave you
It
the
is great.
first really feeling like you were watching Spider-Man. There were some great
Yep.
ones beforehand, but you just
Yep.
really felt like,
Is that
yo,
the one with
this
the
is
vulture?
Spider-Man.
Yep.
It's the one with
Is that the
Mysterio.
Vulture?
you know what?
No,
That's
no,
what we
no,
should
no.
do, Caesar.
No,
A
no,
full
No, that's-
ranking as a whole podcast episode. You gotta
That's
get it down. We gotta give the 6 of us give our ranking and we debate it out. It'll be
That's
5-hour
that's
podcast.
That's fucking,
But we need to watch
that's fucking
Thunderbolts first.
stupid. That's ridiculous. Far Away From Home, Homecoming, Stay Home, Away From Home. I mean, I can't keep
Home
track of
Alone.
fucking home.
Dog
And then,
Home
you know,
Alone.
when
Spidey is stopping
when-
the wet bandits. I
when
mean,
Tom
I'm all.
Holland is 30, it's gonna be Stay at Home. You know,
Hold
Stay
on,
home.
hold on, Sam. All right, Dale. So you're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
I want to make sure I did my top 5. It wasn't as horrible as Matt, so I'm good. But I gotta go, guys. See y'all later.
Yeah.
And then
Thanks,
see y'all-
Dale. We'll catch you later, pal.
Peace,
know.
Dale. Always
Yeah,
dope hanging out
yeah,
with
no.
you, bro.
All right. So now that the drive-through guy is ending his shift, I'll tell you what. Those. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. Oh, what time is it? Okay. Cool. Out of the 3 Spideys, okay. As a matter of fact, let's throw in the Andrew Garfield movies that I don't like. Let's throw those in there too. Out of those, does the Garfield Spidey does not follow none of those? Anyone's list at
What's your
all? At the top
Yeah,
10?
what is the
No,
question?
Does the
Maguire-
Garfield Does the Garfield movie? How many did you do? 2?
3.
he did 2.
Well, if you count No Way Home.
Okay.
He did 2. Do any of those fall at anyone's top 10?
They're not horrible.
Does it fall in your top
Top
10?
I got
10
10 movies that
superhero
I'm
Top
watching
movies?
10
before that.
movie of what? And what's the category? Just top 10
They're not
period?
MCU.
Marvel.
Oh, Marvel.
I definitely got
Marvel
10
Gen-
Marvel movies I'm watching before I watch any of the Garfield movies.
Okay. That's
Not
I
to take
agree with
anything
you.
away from them.
I love the
They are what
Garfield
they
movies,
are.
though. I love them.
Yeah, I like them too.
Is it top 10 though?
No, they're not top.
But it
Yeah,
beats
but
some
then
Marvel
you can-
movies
you
for
can-
sure.
you can
But they
appreciate it
beat
for
some
what it
Marvel
is.
movies.
Yes,
Right.
it beats a lot of Marvel movies.
yeah.
Or MCU movies for
Oh,
me.
yeah,
but
for sure.
Because a lot of MCU
Absolutely.
movies are just bad.
I
Correct.
just couldn't buy, and I never will buy Garfield as a high school student. This 30-year-old man, who's
Same with
it
Tobey
just
Maguire.
same with
Tom
Toby,
Holland.
though.
Same with Tom
You
Holland.
can't buy
But at
Toby.
least- But at least
Toby's
Toby
like an
had a
old man.
little bit of a
Can I-
baby face,
Can I
just a tad.
throw out
Tom
one
Holland's like 30,
thought
right?
on Spider-Man and Tom Holland
No, he was like
Spider-Man
18.
that
when he
I'm
started.
not really keen on is the fact that they did this whole father-son mentor-mentee thing with Spider-Man and Tony Stark, and I just don't like that. Like, I don't like in the comics itself, Peter Parker would constantly, he didn't mind working for people like Norman Osborn or anybody, right? But like, he would call out, bullshit or egomaniacal or narcissism or whatever, and I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I feel like they made Tom Holland really kind of kiss ass and kowtow to Robert Downey's Tony Stark, and I don't know if that's. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I ever really took to Tom Holland because he was not like a man.
I didn't.
Yeah, he wasn't like a man hero. He was like a little boy hero looking up to Iron Man. And for a
think
lot
they
of
Me,
needed
movies,
I don't
they
think
needed
that
to
we've
change
seen
it,
an
though.
accurate Peter Parker on film yet. I don't think
They
that
had to
anyone has been
Maguire
able to
was-
beat Peter Parker.
I think Maguire was the best Spider-Man. I don't think he had all the best movies, but I think his first Spider-Man movie was the best.
Okay,
think
that's
Spider-Man
not
2
that's hard to argue because it's hard to argue that. I had an argument with somebody about that recently, J-Rob, because of how impactful that movie was. When
Oh,
it
yeah.
was really huge for comic films. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
started arguably, and people give credit to Blade, but the reality is that big budget Spider-Man movie led to X-Men, it led to Fantastic,
Everything.
it led to all of the things that
Yeah.
we have now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the impact is huge. I think
Yeah.
quality-wise, I mean, Spider-Man 2 remains to be one of the best superhero films ever made.
Agreed.
I'm sorry, the one with Dr. Ock? With
Yes,
Doc Ock?
Yeah.
that was yes,
You
absolutely.
think that's one of the greatest
Oh yeah, without
Marvel
a doubt.
movies ever made?
Without a doubt, it's
So good.
so good.
Okay, so let's continue on here. This might be the first time ever where I booed out two people. I just like seeing Matt in the background eating 44 pounds of pizza real quick before I bring him back on. God damn, man. You took advantage of that, didn't you, fool? You shoved like 12 pieces of pizza in your mouth while you're in the
Yo,
background.
Diageo, one day I'll break down my perspective on why I didn't, and it's not personal because if I was to take away my personal opinion, Black Panther is a great movie by itself. But my personal opinions of what I saw as someone who grew up as a kid and wasn't able to go to comic shops and get a copy of Black Panther, my personal perspective of what I saw, I compared it to Captain America, and I was like, when Captain America fought the Red Skull, the face of the villain was clearly defined. A man with a red skull, bad guy.
Yeah.
Black Panther blurred the lines. They made Black Panther questionable, as if he was withholding something from the rest of the world. And so they took this murderer, because Killmonger was a murderer who admitted that he hurt and sold out his own people for personal gain, and they made this character relatable. They made you empathize with this character, and they took the good guy and they made him questionable. And then they took two black people, symbolism here, two Black Panthers, and they made them fight each other in their own hood. And that bothered me when Captain America gets to fight a clearly defined face of evil. Thor gets to fight a clearly defined face of evil. So for Ryan Coogler to have to jump through these hoops to even get this movie on screen, it's like, okay, these are the hoops that you had to jump through. You had to make a character, Black Panther, who is not questionable. You had to put him in a position where he was potentially withholding something from the rest of the world, when reality the story that Stanley wrote was the rest of the world was trying to steal and take this resource from him because it was valuable, and they were trying to take. That's what he actually wrote, and we got something different because I felt like it was necessary for Coogler to even get his vision out there, that he had to do this to make these concessions, because Killmonger is a bad person. He even stood there in that film and told you, I'm not a good guy. I have exploited and hurt my own people for the purposes of my own gain. Sold his people out, by the way, to what's the guy that like literally sold him out.
Claw.
And they make
Claw.
him relatable, and then they make Black Panther questionable. And then they make them fight each other in their own hood.
See, I don't know if they made. I didn't feel like they made Black Panther questionable. They made his father and everything that his father stood for questionable. That was at least how I took it. But I love your perspective, because I've never thought of it in that way. I always thought of Black Panther, and why it's my favorite is it takes the superhero tropes and it does turn it upside down and makes it like a real world. You can see this. It's like Shakespeare. It's tragic.
Was brilliant. If I take away my personal opinion, it was brilliant.
I love your personal opinion, though. I think that opens up my eyes to a completely different perspective on how someone can view this movie and go, oh, here's what they did, and that's messed up. But it also does reflect kind of real world shit.
Well, it's not my own. That's not just. I'm not the only person who has that opinion. By the way, people have written essays on that. And anyway,
I feel like the reason why I don't have that same perspective of Black Panther, even though we obviously have in common like our backgrounds and where we come from, is that that's not very far fetched. That's the reality. The reality is that those things happen, and that no person is one dimensional, right? Those a lot of the tropey villains and tropey characters that we have in the MCU are one dimensional, and they've tried to flesh them out and give them more depth. And Ryan came out the gate,
failed
doing it out the gate, 100%. Like, yeah, you can look at this guy. Even Namor, he did the same thing with Namor. Like, yeah, he's the bad guy, but is he, right? And I think that Marvel and MCU has, as a whole, from Hela, Thanos, I mean, like, you can empathize with the bad guys, right? Like, it's almost like the people that like the Empire in Star Wars, right?
Look at Loki. Loki is now one of your favorite anti-heroes.
100%, right? But they also did make Loki an anti-hero, right? But we're talking about like straight up villains, right? And making them not. I mean, what was the father in Shang-Chi? Min Woo. That was to me. It was in the same vein of a Thanos, in the same vein of a Killmonger, right? Yep. Somebody who has a motivation that I can understand and empathize with, and I get it, right?
But see, you can suspend your disbelief, and you can look at it. You can look at it objectively and suspend your disbelief, and you can't. For me, the hard part for me was because I kept thinking about Django Unchained, right? And I kept thinking about Samuel Jackson's role, and I kept thinking about some of the things that I wrote that I've written, in college, and that I read about Stan Lee, and about why he put M'Baku in a white ape uniform in Africa, and like some of these things and some of the symbology. And so when I thought about it, I thought to myself, what bothered me, right? And I don't want to go there, but I have to go there because it's something that I can't suspend I can't remove from myself. What bothered me was growing up as a kid, I couldn't go to a comic shop and get a Black Panther comic book. And it wasn't lost on me. And I don't want to go somewhere and make this about something. It wasn't lost on me. The reason why is because generally people who look like me didn't go to comic stores, right? At that time period. And so in order for that book to be popular, and be on the shelves, people had to buy the book. So it wasn't accessible to me. So what I found was a lot of people whose first experience with Black Panther was this movie. And if that's the case, then the experience you're getting isn't the actuality. And it's like, okay, I think it's dope on one hand to give all of these people of color, something great. yo, this is dope, this is great, da 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 da. But at the expense, in my mind, of the actuality. Again, Captain America got to be Captain America. There wasn't questionable. They didn't make his character questionable for us to digest him. You know what I mean?
Civil War did.
No, but the first movie, the
Okay.
first Avenger,
Yeah.
that the first time that you saw Captain America,
He was Captain America.
he was
Right.
Captain America.
Well,
They didn't make him questionable. And not only did they make him not questionable, they opposed him with something that you had no question was bad. There is no sympathy. There is no I can relate to you or identify with you.
Right?
This is bad.
But Black Panther was introduced in Civil War, and even then, his motives were revenge. So that already called in the humanity and his fallible nature. He's not he's not a super soldier serum that took everything that was good and exasperated it and made it even more.
No argument.
Right?
But that doesn't take away the fact that the people's first experience. I'm not talking about, because a lot of people who are gonna go see and we're gonna call this what it is, not just a superhero movie, but a black movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who are gonna go see this maybe never saw Civil War. Maybe they're, you know what I'm saying, but they're gonna go see Black Panther.
That's very fair.
Because it's Black Panther. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's all. Again, if I take all that away, and I do for the purpose of conversation, it's brilliant. I can evaluate it for what it is. I can just say that it's impact on me and how I felt sitting in the theater watching it.
The thought process that you're explaining now, is that what you would think when you were actually watching the movie, or is this in retrospect now?
That's what I felt when I watched the movie. I literally walked away feeling some type of way. I remember having a conversation with my father, who's very Muslim. We were having a conversation about it and we rarely talk, but I reached out to him because I felt some type of way about. I remember sitting in the theater thinking to myself, yo, 20 years ago, not a black person in America would cheer for the monkey. They just wouldn't. There is no black person in America that would clap their hands and let alone dress up in cosplay as the monkey. And so I felt some type of way. I'm just, I really was sitting in the theater, and then when I watched the famous line from Michael B. Jordan, I was like, yo, you piece of shit. And everybody's going to remember this and forget that you said I sold my own people out. That you actually said it in the film. And they're going to remember this. But you don't get redeemed for selling out your people. Like, you don't get redemption in a one-liner. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I'm not a big fan of I was never a big fan of movies that didn't have a straight-up villain. I was never a big fan of movies that had weak villains, right? Because what do we always say, right? The hero's only as good as the villain, right? And when you have movies with shitty villains, it just isn't. It's hard for me to root for the hero when the villain's like, meh. So Killmonger for me, he was an asshole. So if I see someone as a villain as an asshole, I'm in. But if I look at a villain going, where's that? He's a little misunderstood, I guess.
Oh, he was an asshole. He was a villain.
He was a straight up asshole. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. We basically ate up, but before we do that, and Dan has it all queued up for the next topic. Billy, now that you're here, welcome to what's the grade you give Thunderbolts?
Solid 8.5. Thought it was a really enjoyable movie.
Top 5?
Top 5 post Endgame, sure. Total, probably not.
What is your top 5 MCU? Since we said our 5, have you had time to think about it?
Iron Man 1, Avengers 1, Civil War, Winter Soldier.
I respect Iron Man 1 a lot. That's in there.
Yeah, I do. Well, that's the one that gave all the.
It's a very solid movie.
The main PC,
and it's so rewatchable.
It is.
It is, and it holds.
It
holds.
I mean, significant wise,
it would have replaced. It would have been. It was that or Avengers, and I chose Avengers. But it was one or the other for me.
Well, next time we have all you morons together, this is what we're gonna do. we're going to have the top superhero movies of all time, comic book movies.
There's got to be a bracket for that somewhere, right?
Yeah,
there's
there's
got to be a bracket for that.
We did it. We already did it.
We have to do our own though, because they won't have Popeye on that list.
Get with the fucking Popeye. Now,
Robin
in
Williams,
this comics,
Popeye. It's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
I get it, but it doesn't hold. This is
It does hold.
Maybe it does.
I
Actually,
still why it does hold. What are you talking about? Because you don't hold. Because you don't like Goonies. Yo, can you put yourself at the bottom, bro?
No, that's not going to happen. So this is the thing. Well, it does hold because there's just not hardly any special effects in it, so it's fine. So this is the thing. We're going to watch. We're going to do that. We're going to come up with a top 5 all movies of all time. And to be honest, there's only one.
Movies are all comic book movies.
No, so all comic book movies of all time on your guys' list, because I just went through this with a buddy of mine, and Marvel. I have one Marvel movie on.
And
the rest are not.
If we do all comic book movies of all time, can we include non-Marvel properties like?
It's all comic book movies.
Yeah.
No, I'm just telling you.
Like John Carter of Mars is in there. Can be in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Superman 3 can be in there.
Movies
do not
that-
put John Carter of Mars in there.
Oh, come on. I love that movie.
Do not put Superman 3 on there, you son of a
Does it have
Why
to
would
be?
I not put Neil before Zod on there? Why would I not put Neil before Zod? Like, are you
I think-
serious?
Wait a minute.
We
not-
should also
oh,
do
I'm
a
sorry.
worst
I'm
movie of
sorry.
all time.
Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. I got confused. Which is the one with the stupid, the nuclear guy? Is that with Richard Pryor? Is that
That's
4?
like 4. Nuclear?
Okay.
No, I'm talking Neil before Zod, bruh.
No, that's good.
Terrence Stamp. What we doing?
What's
right.
the one where she gets sucked into the machine and gets covered in the wires?
That's
fuck are you watching?
That's the one with Richard Pryor, right?
What are you watching?
Yeah. That one still freaks me out. I don't want to watch that one.
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
my
idea
movie.
what movie you're just watching. Maybe
Where
I never.
the
I don't
machine, the
think I ever
computer
watched that
ate
Richard
him, and he
Pryor.
got like that. That was
It turned her into like a robot.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen them all, to be honest with you guys.
Anyways.
good for you.
1 and 2.
We're gonna
1 and 2.
next time we do this, we will give you guys homework, and we might have you guys do your top 10, not your top 5.
Darren's right. It's 2.
Boom, 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 boom.
Neil
Okay.
before Zod.
Right, Neil before Zod is 2. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Isn't there
so,
multiple cuts of 2 that are supposed to make it like a great film or something?
It's been a great film. What are you talking about, man?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
there's a
now-
Donner cut or something.
now it doesn't hold. I will say the special.
I just
effects
watched
is-
it
is-
yesterday. It does
It
special.
doesn't. It doesn't hold. The special effects are pretty.
It's like Star Wars 1 is bad. I just watched that the other
Yeah.
day. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
this sucks.
they loved the green screen back in those days.
I love the
all right.
strings. The strings.
Hey, this strings and Matrix. for
Star Wars
fuck's sake,
1
dude.
is so bad.
Does
All right.
does the Matrix count as a comic book movie?
No, don't.
Because
even
they
course it
came
does.
out with a
Why
comic
doesn't
book
it?
after. Is
They
that
had a
why?
comic-
Why would it go there?
There is a really, really hard to find recalled Animatrix comic
But we should actually. That's a good point. Should we
that I
say
can't find, by the way.
a movie came out because of the comic book, or a comic book came out because of a movie? I think the
What came
We're
first?
talking about
Chicken.
movies. No, we're talking about comic and
Comic.
then the movie.
That's what I say we do.
It
Comic and then
eliminates
the movie.
superhero movies that haven't been comic books.
Well, no, because like, I guess what I'm saying is like it had to be a comic book first and then became a movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, that's it. Okay, cool. All right. Dan, what was our second? What was the other
So we
subject?
could put
Okay,
Barbie on.
I say we skip Diamond and we talk about Ironheart because we're already in the whole Marvel movie talk conversation anyway.
Okay, all right, we can do that.
And Ironheart's imminent. I mean, it's coming out in a little over a month after 3 years of filming finally. And I'm for one kind of worried about it because I'm gonna say this, and please don't take me off the show. Daredevil or Born Again sucked, in my opinion. And I'm worried that what's gonna happen with Ironheart here is gonna be irrelevant 3 years now off the kick of Wakanda Forever. It's gonna be like,
Daredevil Born Again sucked.
yeah, it did. I didn't like it. It was a chore. It was a chore to watch.
It was very difficult to watch. I will say the second to last episode was phenomenal, and then the last episode,
It had its moments,
like,
but overall, I didn't want to see fist
That
marriage. concept.
dance scene in the second to last episode was so great. But
Yeah.
then the last episode was just like, what, huh? I can't tell any of my friends who never watched this stuff to watch this. They're gonna be like, what did I just watch and why?
Of all the things that I could say about this series, what I just still don't understand, and we could probably argue this all night long, is why do you call it? You could call it anything. Why do you call it Born Again? And it took nothing from the Born Again.
Why
I
do
mean,
you
nothing-
call it Daredevil and not just Matt Murdock?
I mean,
That's what
sure,
I
but I'm
said.
just saying Born Again. You're literally calling it Daredevil Born Again and
No.
took nothing from Frank Miller.
That's what I said.
How many reshoots did that show go through, though? That show went through. It was supposed to initially be what, like 20-some
18.
episodes, and they cut it down to 9.
Well, I think
Yeah,
it's
when
just
they
half
called
of
it
a season,
Born Again,
anyways.
We did it.
It's not a
50
full
times.
story, so I think it.
So
We have to take it
so we
as
got
it's a
half
half
garbage.
of a story.
Ish.
And
We just got garbage.
no. See, I don't think the Born Again. Obviously,
Boring again.
you pull it from the comic, right, and the storyline. I didn't expect that we were going to get anything like it. I knew we were going to get all Mayor
They already did
Kingpin
Born Again.
related story, and the Born Again was going to be about both Fisk and Daredevil trying to be someone different, and then resuming in their true forms.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the original Born, like the comic book adaptation of Born Again, wasn't that season 3 of Daredevil from the Netflix show?
There wasn't a season 3 of Daredevil for the Netflix. There was only 2 seasons.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, season
kick him
2.
the fuck off. What is he talking about? Who the fuck put this guy on here? What did he just say that
They
shit?
pulled from Born Again in the other
Right.
seasons.
Right.
I don't think there was much to pull. And honestly, Born Again, I don't think is really that great.
I thought Born Again was when he was in the church. Wasn't that Born Again?
Yeah,
when he was
that's
in the
season 3.
church?
That's season 3.
Boring again.
No, listen. Ish has a point. I think we all kind of agree.
I think there were highs and lows.
That's what I was gonna say. I think this season there was like, then it's like, oh, that's a good episode, and then, hey, that was all right, and that to me reads a show that was lukewarm. For me, a show that you're gonna like 90% of it, that's a pretty badass show.
Man, when the best fight is in the first 10 minutes of the first episode of the whole series.
No, because the one in the Witch Girl is kind of good. The one in the
Muse
in
fight.
the apartment.
The apartment one
all
was
right.
terrible.
Fight?
Yeah, you talking
terrible.
about
Fights are
the
good.
one in the second episode? The fight in the second episode?
No, I'm talking about the fight
ends
with Bullseye.
Yeah, that was
Well,
not
Bullseye.
the best.
Yeah,
That was
Bullseye
far
was
from
up.
the best fight. In
To me, it was.
Yeah, it was terrible. That was not a good fight.
That's my point.
It was
I'm
shot
glad you said
shitty,
it's
too.
terrible. I'm glad. Thank you. So what I'm getting at is, for me, my favorite episode was obviously Kamala Khan's father. They always steal the show and everything that they're in.
I agree with you.
And then episode 8. Episode 8.
Which one was that one? I don't know. I like the fight in the apartment with Punisher.
With Punisher. Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. I enjoyed that one.
He
And there's
fought-
a bunch of
Okay,
good
okay.
fights in this.
Yeah,
one.
yes, that scene with Punisher was dope.
Right, and with
That was
Matt
episode 8.
Murdock and Murdock when he fucked up those cops and as
Yeah,
Murdock,
that
when
was
he kinda-
that was episode
when
2.
he kind of let the
And that's
beast
when-
out.
That was my up more because I was kind of like, after episode 1, I was like, yo, I don't think they doing this. They not living up to what the legacy of the Netflix show was after episode 1. I was like, yo, I think they're finna fumble the bag.
They
And then
fumbled
they
it.
stuck the landing on episode 2 and got me back. And that was when I was in. I mean, there was things that
And then
I
you
think,
was out. When did you fall out again? Episode 3.
No, I was in till then. I almost fell out on the Kamala Khan. I mean, the
The bank.
yeah, the bank
Filler
episode.
episode.
Yeah, it was very, very filler, and it didn't add value.
It didn't
To
add
the
any
storyline
value,
at all.
but I just love Kamala Khan's family.
Yo, but
They're
isn't that the
always fun.
one where he jumped up and like
That-
stepped on that dude's leg?
You know what? That episode
That was crazy.
tells me that we could get like a successful Marvel Tales kind of show where it's just
Yes, what I would
literally
like.
Agreed.
one-off stories and you have characters interacting with other folks in
Didn't I
the
say this a couple
universe.
weeks ago?
No. We've talked about this.
I think it would
endlessly,
be incredible
an-
because as
an
a standalone, it's
anthology.
excellent.
a Marvel
Yeah.
anthology of different characters and dealing with different, like the fucking 18. If they go to town when it's a different episode, right? They're helping out somebody else. It's like the Incredible Hulk. Guy goes to fucking different towns and saves some fucking
Yeah,
mom
give
and
me some,
pop
like,
shop.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Like a real life people getting impacted by these heroes. Give me half-hour episodes of Spider-Man, stopping a mugger, and give me some realness. some street level realness to these
And I
heroes
think
that
that's
aren't always
why-
going to
I
be the
didn't mean
most
to take
epic
us
of
away from,
situations.
I didn't mean to take us away from Ironheart, but I'm just really concerned that like the direction of, like, I like where Thunderbolts
Why?
went.
Why are you worried
I'm
about
just-
Ironheart? What is it that
I'm
has
just
worried?
worried about the Disney Plus series directions as opposed to the MCU movies. I know they're different production values, but like I just remember the suit CGI from Wakanda Forever with Riri, and it wasn't good. And I'm hoping like they don't do that in the series, because you're going to have at least 6 episodes of that, and it's going to be tough to swallow. I mean, like, I hope after 3 years of filming, they've really got some good stuff in the can. I mean, otherwise, I don't know what.
I
You're
have
probably
no
not going to
urge.
see a lot of suit.
Like,
Disney's only put out 2
they're
series
keeping
that I
them
haven't enjoyed.
shows.
What's that?
I enjoy Disney series. I just didn't enjoy Daredevil and Secret Invasion. Those are the only 2 that I didn't
Yes,
enjoy.
I wouldn't even
Most
put those in the
parts.
same conversation, man.
But it
Secret
doesn't matter. I
Invasion
didn't enjoy
is
it. I'm
aberrant.
just speaking about the 2 that I didn't enjoy. And I
Yeah.
didn't enjoy Daredevil.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy Secret Invasion.
I just don't understand how those 2 can be comparable at all.
I didn't. No. But who made a
I mean,
comparison?
I mean, like,
Who made
I
a
can
comparison?
understand how
Who
you.
made a
I can
comparison?
understand.
Who made a
I can
comparison?
understand how
Yeah.
you hate
Secret
one,
Invasion made me so
but
sad.
I just don't understand how the other one is.
Who made a comparison? What I
I
said
wanted
is
to-
I
You,
just
I
you
didn't
need
put
to
them
stroll.
both in the same sentence. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
I
saying.
didn't compare them. I didn't
Yeah,
put them
but
in,
I'm saying
I didn't
that
juxtapose them for comparison. I just put them in the same sentence because I didn't.
Right, and I'm
Daredevil-
saying they don't
I
belong
kicked
in the
this
same
up by
sentence.
saying Ironheart and Daredevil, and maybe those don't belong in the same sentence. But
That's guilty by
I-
association.
yeah,
I mean, Daredevil. I fell asleep so many times trying to watch Daredevil. Literally fell asleep. That's just like the like I really fell
That's because
asleep.
you're working like
It-
at the
it-
shop 10 hours
but
a day,
I
bro.
stay
That's
awake.
not
This is
because
coming
it's a
from the
bad
guy
show.
who hates in-game. So
I
you
stay
just have to
awake.
use that.
I stay
that
awake
framing.
for shows. I stay awake for shows that excite me.
I just
Daredevil
don't
did
want
not
to tune
excite
in every week and watch Vanessa Fisk. I have no interest in Vanessa Fisk. Why am I watching Vanessa Fisk? I would almost say, I don't know, I don't have any real quantitative data, but I'd love to go back through the Daredevil shows and see what amount of
She
screen
looked
time
better on
Vanessa
Netflix.
Fisk gets compared to Wilson Fisk, compared to Matt Murdock. Who gets the most airtime in minutes? I'm
She
curious.
looked better on Netflix.
Well,
I wanted somebody to show up and
She was
slap
younger
Matt
in
Murdock's
Netflix.
girlfriend.
She was also younger. And
Yeah, I
a little-
wanted someone to kill that bitch too.
And I don't understand this Karen chick. Like, yo, y'all couldn't.
Oh,
catch
Karen's
like,
annoying as shit.
Yo,
Yup.
like, yo.
You know
And-
what?
and-
Ever since the first Daredevil, Karen was annoying for me.
Yo.
Since Daredevil season 1, episode 1, episode 2.
Yo, why they kill my man Foggy? Why they couldn't kill
Agreed.
Karen? You know
Agreed.
that's like a statement.
And
Killing
Matt,
Karen.
Matt,
Yo,
you're
Karen
again,
was available.
you got one too many
Wow.
modes.
Wild.
Like,
And yet again, in
that's
Born-
one
in Born
too many
Again, in
modes. I'd be like, yo,
comic
which?
but the
I
Born
was distracted
Again
by the
title,
modes, man.
Karen Page doesn't get killed, nor does Foggy get killed. Why did they kill him in this series? Why?
Because he's gonna come back.
They
Because he
kill him
wasn't
in the
available to film.
He's dead. He's
No,
dead.
no,
Because
they
he wasn't
killed him in Born
available to
Again.
film, right?
Is that why they
I
killed
mean,
him off? Because he
Sam,
wasn't
they didn't kill
available?
him in Born Again, is what I was saying. They didn't kill him in the Born Again run.
No.
He's the
No.
one
Foggy's
hero.
death. Foggy's death and rebirth and then death again is convoluted and then a shit show in the Daredevil books too.
No, he was trying to kill. He was trying to kill Foggy. He was hired
Foggy because
by
he was,
by
yeah,
by
was hired by
Vanessa Fisk.
Vanessa. He was hired by Vanessa.
So I didn't like Daredevil season 2 and season 3
Vanessa.
on Netflix. I didn't like Daredevil season. Just to
We
be
can
clear,
only talk
Season
about
3
Daredevil.
was a hard watch, but it paid off in the end.
I just never liked seeing this Matt Murdock guy
Well, that's-
running around without a costume on.
You talking about when you got the
Bruce
black
Face.
shit, the black mask on?
Listen, and
That
then
bugged
this
me.
whole
He wrote-
season. Listen, I like Charlie Cox. This whole season just showed me there's some real flaws in his ability to emote as an actor. It's always the same face all the time. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm
You know
tired
what's
of
funny?
that.
You know what's funny you say that, Ish? My wife is not like that guy, Charlie Cox. She doesn't like his face. There's something about him. She goes, I don't like that guy. I don't
Keanu
like
Reeves.
him.
Like,
Can I
Can I
fix it? No.
can I just ask a question? Generally speaking, we're talking about all these MCU and Marvel properties. Is there an MCU Marvel TV show that is better than Penguin?
Better?
Better than Penguin. MCU Marvel
Better
TV
than the
show
Penguin. Mm.
better than Penguin.
No, Penguin is the shit. Penguin is
Can cartoons
Penguin
count
is
that?
No.
no. You the cartoons, no. Go
Okay,
to hell
fine.
with your cartoons, son of a bitch.
I like
Loki
Loki
was
and
great.
Harley Quinn.
Loki was pretty great.
Loki.
I hate to
I
say
hated
it.
Loki.
I hate to say
I
it.
Oh,
hated it.
Loki.
I hate to say it. There's
Loki was great.
two
Hated
that
Loki.
are honorable mention, and I hate to say it. WandaVision would be the closest,
Okay.
and then the spinoff, which is Road, would probably also have to be mentioned. I wouldn't put it near Penguin, but people loved it.
Too
Surprisingly,
different.
people really loved it though.
Which one?
Really loved it.
The Harkness.
Oh, Agatha All Along.
Yeah,
Agatha
people-
Harkness.
I
Agatha
really
All Along.
enjoyed that, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't
people
I
put it
enjoyed
too
it.
far
really
up.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't think that they're comparable. I think
No, they're
Penguin
not
is
comparable.
so far.
I think in
I
beyond
don't-
terms of
that.
quality for me, the only ones that stand out for me to go, oh, I would watch that again. WandaVision, and then honestly, the Werewolf by Night special, I think is
Werewolf by
perfection.
Night for
I love
me
it.
is
I love everything about it.
I loved it too.
Werewolf
Okay,
by
Miss Mojo, like-
Werewolf by Night showed me exactly what we all talked about 10 minutes ago. Werewolf by Night is the prime example why you can do a Marvel Knights show.
Oh my gosh, I
People
want
forget though,
an
action-wise,
expansion
Hawkeye
of
is
all
like
of
at the
that
top.
immediately.
Hawkeye's too, but you know what?
At
I
the
just like
top,
Hawkeye.
action-wise though, is Hawkeye. Like
Penguin,
action-wise,
though-
If you don't put Kevin Bacon in your cameo, then it's not even in the list. You got to have that Guardians Christmas special.
Guardians,
The
Yeah.
Guardians Christmas. that
That
was
shit's
funny.
worse.
That was
I
a
love the
fun.
music, too.
Both Hawkeye and the Guardian special have now become family traditions that I will pass down to
I
my
loved
grandkids
it.
and my
You give me
grandkids
Kevin
will pass it down
Bacon,
to their kids.
I'm there.
God,
Hawkeye with the Avengers musical.
That Christmas,
Oh, God, that was so
The
peak.
Avengers musical.
that Guardians Christmas was fucking atrocious. Oh, God,
God damn it.
it was god awful.
Guardians
I
Christmas.
watched
How did
that
Bucky get his
one.
own?
Bah humbug face ass.
You think about Hawkeye,
It's
you
like
think
Star
about
Wars
the
holiday
cameos we
special.
got in
It's just-
Hawkeye. A ton of cameos like that mattered. It brought Kingpin in from Sony into the
Echo.
MCU. We got
Echo.
Echo. We got White Widow. We got
Mm-hmm.
we got cameos. You know what I mean? It was so good. Both Hawkeyes, Ronin, Swordmaster. Like we got some real
Swordmaster.
good cameos. So
They even threw in
I
who's
think
the
Kate Bishop is one of the best of the new generation.
they even threw in the son of a bitch, the wife. Isn't she an Easter egg? Who does she play? The wife of Hawkeye.
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we
So
got
this is-
we got that stupid gang that's in Daredevil, right? The jumpsuit gang.
Yes.
Yes, the
Tracksuit
tracksuit mafia.
The tracksuit.
Tracksuit Mafia.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude, that's
so
one of
to
the best runs
answer
of comics ever.
Dan's thing, Dan, I give two shits about Ironheart, 100%.
What?
You know, like I said, I drag my wife by her hair like a caveman to go watch all my shit. This is one I'm gonna go look at her and go,
Because she's
You
black.
get a pass. You get a buy on this one.
yes.
Yeah,
Isha,
I mean,
I'm
What
much
if it
because
becomes their
she's black.
favorite? What if it becomes their favorite one?
It's okay to not care about Ironheart, but I would just say if you're reading comic books, Ironheart's becoming a more prominent character and an important character that it could
Very
be
true.
something crucial in the upcoming phase of Marvel, this particular character. And so that's why I'm not just saying it selfishly like, oh, I'm worried this is not going to be a good series. I'm hopeful it's going to be a good series because I feel like it could play into this coming phase of Marvel. Like,
I can see Kamala and Kate Bishop appearing at the end, and there's your third member of the group they're forming. That's my prediction.
I tell you, I have yet to see Miss Marvel. I had no urge to watch Kamala Khan. I never saw Marvels. This fool's favorite movie, right? Matt's. I never saw it.
I really like Marvels quite a bit.
So these are movies that I think my wife is leaving town soon, right? So I think I'm gonna have to sit my ass down and watch the Marvels, and I might have to suffocate myself to enjoy Miss Marvel. So I'll see what's going on with that. And then
The only time to watch the Marvels is on a 15-hour plane ride when pure boredom is the only escape.
Not according to Matt.
Disagree. Not according to Ish.
No. Yeah. But Matt saw it like
it's
7
it's
times.
a fun
and
time,
shit.
man. It's like
I'm
going
waiting
on your
for the third film because I'm one of the and I didn't mention it here, but I'm one of the few people that I thought the first Captain Marvel film, I've watched it several times. I didn't have a problem with
I
it at all.
enjoyed Captain Marvel.
Like
I
liked
actually,
it, and I
I
like
actually
Marvel.
enjoyed Captain Marvel.
Me too.
I
I like
watched
I just
Captain
'80s
want to see
Marvel.
scenario.
Rogue take her powers. Like, I need to see that. I
That's not gonna
really,
happen.
really
Not
want to
gonna
see
happen.
a Rogue take her powers. Like,
I
don't
and
wanna
not Anna
see that.
Paquin. Like,
I don't want to
like,
see that.
I need to see it. I need to.
I don't want to see
Well,
it.
well, you're gonna have to go play with your action figures. So that shit gonna happen on screen. I'm just saying.
I feel like it can happen on the screen.
It's not gonna happen on the screen. Those two will never meet.
How much? Yo, Caesar, you don't
I
think
don't think that
they're going
Rogue
to show
should
the
be
origin of
introduced as an
Rogue's
X-Men.
powers?
I don't think that Rogue
No.
should be introduced as an X. Well, see, in order, and you know what, you're right, because that means that we would get Rogue introduced the way that I want her introduced, as a villain first, because
Yup.
this idea, for some reason, people think that the idea of doing an X-Men team means you have to have a Gambit on it, and it's like these are like X-Men that came way later. There's so many
And
cool
if they're going to milk it,
X-Men.
because the X-Men plan is a 10-year plan. So
Yeah, and I hope they milk
it's
it.
going to be a while. We're going to slow roll into
So
it.
are
You know
we
what I
gonna
mean?
see? Are we gonna see a fucking Hugh? I was gonna say Hugh Hefner.
Like if
Hugh
they do something
Jackman.
dumb, like put Emma Frost
that would be
on
a
an
good
X-Men
special.
team and Mystique on an X-Men team, and this ridiculous. Stop it.
Are we gonna see Are we gonna see Wolverine in 10 years? Hugh Jackman, all old ass, fucking.
I think that there's going to be some fan favorites B characters that are probably going to get introduced later on as they slow roll it. But I don't think they're going to do the Avengers thing. But I think they're going to probably start with a small team of people they have to put in it. Like, they're going to have to do Storm. They're going to have to do Wolverine. I think those characters, they have to do Cyclops. They have to do Jean Grey. You know what I mean? Like, I
just think they should start off at giant size.
Do they bring in Mystique?
Start off at giant size?
Yeah, because then you don't have to tell a whole story. You don't have to go back to the Fox
That's a very
X-Men.
interesting point. I like that.
You got the 5 core members,
Yeah.
Fair.
and now you can introduce Storm, Wolverine,
Maybe
Colossus.
a modification of it, right? 'Cause
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I think you're onto something there. I like that.
I feel like post Secret Wars, all we're gonna see is X-Men.
Wait,
Yeah, it's
hold
gonna
on
be
a
the
sec.
mutant saga.
Matt and Ish just agreed on something that deserves some sort of
Jonathan.
celebration.
Matt and I agree a lot offline. We just when we come online, we like, yo, we gonna this your role, this my role, this what we gonna do.
I'm not budging, and he not budging.
So let me ask you. So you already heard my opinion of Ironheart. I know that Ish is gonna watch it. I know for a fact Matt's gonna watch it.
I don't
What
know for a
about-
fact. Don't say that.
Wow. Can I put
Don't say
myself
that.
at the bottom? Can I put
Don't
I
say
just
that.
I just feel played. Like
I'm-
yo, can I put myself at the bottom? Like put me at the
I
bottom.
don't. I care more about Kamala Khan than I do Ironheart.
No, because we're black.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't say that, fool. You're the one. who
That's why he said it. That's why he did it. That's
I
why
know.
he was like, yo, I know Ish is
I-
gonna watch it. I know Maddie's gonna watch it.
I know.
That's why he
The
did
reason
it.
why. Let me say. I
I
know.
assumed
Matt,
it
I
was
know
'cause-
Ish. I know. I said Ish because he says he's gonna watch it. He's all for it. And I'm saying
where's that at?
you said a while back that you're gonna be watching it.
I am gonna
You
watch it.
said you are okay.
It's just the
exactly.
most
Like
Ironheart
Matt,
books I know out of anybody. He's gonna watch it, 100%.
and I know Matt for a fact is gonna watch it because he fucking watched She-Hulk, and that
Nope.
to me. Is
I'd
the
rather
thing.
watch She-Hulk over again while it's airing.
Why don't you
Okay,
want to
so-
watch Riri? Why don't you want to watch Riri?
It's not a character that have any association with.
But you will watch it, right?
I will give it a try. I will. Listen, if I can
Yo,
get
you
through
sat
Agatha,
through Daredevil Born Again.
I sat through Agatha, and Agatha is not a property that I would have embraced.
Yeah, but did you see the dress?
I
The
saw
white
all of
dress?
them.
The
I
white
saw all of
dress?
them.
The
I
white.
saw.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I feel
Well,
you.
homeboy's talking about
But
that
I
white
feel
dress.
like I gave it a chance, and if I can give that a chance, I can give this Riri. But I really don't like the actress. Like, I don't like her face. Like, she don't look like Riri Williams.
Yo, like Anna Paquin, right? Like you just want to.
Right, I'm not.
Right, your TV
I
screen.
felt like the casting from day one was bad casting. Bad casting.
That's how I feel about Agatha. She makes me want to go to active combat with my TV screen. The actress who plays her.
Oh my
Why?
gosh.
Catherine Hahn? You think she's?
Yes.
Catherine Hahn?
She
You
just
think she
her-
looks like
she
a
just
Titan from Attack on Titan?
annoys me.
Because
I can't-
oh my god.
It's because it's she's
She's got a big ass
she's
face,
annoying.
bro.
She's annoying.
It is a big face. It's a really
got
big. It
big
takes up a
fucking
lot of the
face.
screen. I got a big screen.
Big
Her
face,
is
bro.
big, man.
It's just big.
Oh
Well,
my god.
I guess I'm gonna have to cancel my. I was gonna have her on next week, but fuck that. After a year.
Oh shit.
So Matt doesn't like this face.
Nah, man. No, who does? Who does?
That suit looks a hell of a lot better than it did in.
Is that a real
Wakanda Forever,
mock-up
yeah.
of the suit?
Yeah, what's wrong with her eyes though?
Was that a real mock-up, Dan?
This is streaming 2024. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's fan
That's
pick or what.
probably
It looks-
Boss Logic.
Hold on. Let me see something.
Did you see her eyes? The costume is
Go
dope.
down.
It does
Go
have
down,
some
go
Boss
down.
The
Logic.
costume is
Go
dope.
down right there. Yeah, those eyes look kind of goofy, right?
It's all probably AI'd. I mean, who knows?
I don't want to.
Well-
I don't want to be the one to say it, but she looks like those birds that beat trees with their face.
Woodpecker.
What is
Yo,
happening?
Yo, what's
I
happening
just
here?
don't like her
Yo,
face, man.
What is happening here? I guess that is what it's called. That's not
Jesus.
what
I hate that fish that swims in the ocean.
Okay, I wouldn't
Said that
say
bird that
she
beats
looks as
trees
bad
with
as the
his
chick.
face. What
She's not
fucking
as
bird
Ellie
beats
bad.
trees with his face?
Billy
What up,
said.
J-Rob?
Billy said.
That's like, you mean a woodpecker?
No, that's not what he said. He didn't say you mean a
Who's
woodpecker. He said,
Hold on.
I love
This
you.
is a
man.
new
I
still
really love
from
you, man.
Empire.
All right, hold on.
Oh, my eyes.
Hard to see.
Man,
Why
nah,
are we
just-
dissing Dominique Thorne?
Because
Listen.
I don't have any reason to love her. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't give me Riri vibes. Like I let me correct myself. I will hold myself accountable. I don't read Ironheart. I don't know much
Nobody
about the
reads
character. I don't know much about the character. But what I got in Wakanda Forever did not make me compelled to want to see more of
I
her.
agree with you 100%, Matt. That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
the reason why I'm
Like-
worried about the series.
I mean, you can't worry about. I mean, listen, I don't think it's gonna be worse than Secret Invasion.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So if we can get through and I watched all of Secret Invasion. So if I can get through Secret Invasion, then I guess I can get
That's a
through.
tough
But
watch.
I just don't have a
That is-
desire to watch it. You know what I'm
Secret
saying?
Invasion was rough.
So rough.
So
When
bad.
when when
It
my
was
when my
maybe the
wife
worst of the Marvel shows.
when my wife says, "God, that was bad," that says something.
Is there a
But then
trailer?
again, but then again, she said that about She-Hulk. So,
Is there an Ironheart trailer?
is there an Ironheart trailer?
Yeah, I had not seen anything other than stills for press for this. It's almost like they're
Dan,
not
when's it coming out?
sharing anything.
Dan,
I'm
when's it
looking.
coming out?
I think
I
Riri's
see,
gonna
there
be
was like a
good.
couple
24th.
clips on
June
other
24th.
montages.
June
I
24th.
think
Okay, look
Riri's
at
going to
this.
be good. I think
There
the
is
hard
no
show for Riri.
official full trailer for Ironheart, and it's a little over a month away, June 24th.
You know why? Because it's not good.
They're not
Remember
gonna.
back in-
They're probably not putting money
hold
into
on.
it.
Let me tell you why. Back in the old days, I don't know if they still do it. Back in the old days, when they would have a movie come out in theaters and they didn't do a screening for critics, they knew it was fucking bad.
Well, they
So
said
whenever
it's
they didn't
expected-
pre-screen
the
for
trailer
movies-
is expected to be released in May, so it's coming this month. But when? I mean,
No one's gonna. Who's the villain? Hood, the Red Hood.
Yeah, I think it is the hood.
No, not the Red Hood. The Hood, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hood.
Okay.
Wasn't there a trailer shown at some convention? It just was never put out afterwards.
J-Rob said there's a teaser trailer. I just
I
seen
thought
it
there
as
was
part
a
of,
like a D23
yeah,
trailer, but
but
they
it
never
wasn't
actually
a trailer. It was just a clip. You know what I mean?
they
Like
never
a-
brought it
yeah.
public.
First of all, I don't trust anything J. Rob says. Straight up.
Oh, J Rob.
That's fair.
No,
he
I
is.
don't. Matt's like that's fair.
So I think
So, you
Ironheart
know.
has the greatest potential.
Yeah, hold
of-
on. There's a leaked D23 Expo trailer. I'll send it to you guys.
I
I think
appreciate that.
Ironheart
Thank you.
has the potential behind Ironheart is really high, and the reason being, so nobody on this panel or in this group reads Riri, or has a
Never.
or can
What?
Never
say.
will.
Well, if you read the Fall of X
Nobody
run,
in here reads Riri because there isn't a Riri.
if you read the Fall
Right.
of X run, you got Riri. She was one of the people that helped kind of win for us.
And what?
She, remember her and Tony? Tony sent her off to go and get the Mysterium, and you remember all this? This just happened like
Are you
a
talking
year
about
ago.
Fall of X?
Fall of X, yeah.
I don't
but
remember Riri being
she's
involved in
barely
Fall
in
of X
Fall of
at
X.
all.
She was in Fall of X. She was crucial in Fall of X.
She wasn't. She was crucial, but she was a footnote. Like she was tasked to do something, and we didn't see her anymore.
I can see a
What?
crucial
I don't
and
think
be a
she got like
footnote.
a
Because
full
she was
splash
tasked
page.
to do something crucial, but we didn't see her. Like she wasn't a prominent member of Fall of X. She
This is why I
wasn't.
don't
You mean?
read
You
it.
Yeah,
mean
I mean, in the scheme of things, you're right. I mean, but she was involved with us winning, and also in the Iron Man run, she's in there too. She, helped Tony get his weapons hidden, and she went and got
yeah, but
like
people don't read Iron Man. People don't read Iron Man.
I don't know. I'm just saying,
mean,
like she's more and more
Dan,
in the
you read because you read it, and so do I. But people don't read Iron Man. So
I don't read Ironheart, that's for sure.
Iron
I don't
Man
know
has
nothing
not
about this
been
character.
great for a long time now.
And to Ish's point, they could take this property and like make it a sleeper property that really comes through and knocks it out the park and not have anything to
Or
do with
could
the
really
comic
fail.
series. There's a high potential for that. It's gonna have to be that for me to be invested in.
But
So
I-
Riri doesn't have a strong rogues gallery, right? Her biggest villain just
No.
got introduced in Marvel Voices a year ago, right? This is her biggest.
So don't do that. Don't do a Riri villain. Do another villain. Do a villain
Right.
that we all give a fuck about. What if
Wait a minute.
What if
or
Ironheart?
make us give a fuck about a villain that we
Or
didn't even think
what
of.
if a Ironheart?
No, they
was
gotta make us
something
care
that
about
ended up
the hero
being
first.
This bridge film till we see something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what if it comes in and they introduce
Champions.
Doctor Doom there? You know what I mean?
Well,
And,
that's
like,
what I'm
cared
saying.
about
Like,
Hulk
yeah,
because of
I'm
Roddy
hoping
Piper.
they're using it for the next phase, is what I was saying. Like, I'm hoping I mean, you don't have to make an Ironheart movie and make it. I know this sounds stupid, but make it completely about Ironheart. You could use it as a springboard for something else. I mean, or to open up some possibilities. And there's a chance that they could do that. I'm worried that I just watched that leaked D23 trailer. It is shit. It's terrible.
Wait, you just watched it just now?
Just now
Yes,
watching
Sam
it.
just finished all of us except for you. Oh, by the way, Matt.
No, it's in the
Sam,
chat.
Remember how I introduced the two of you on the phone? That now y'all see each other's faces. Matt, did you know that was Sam?
I
Sam,
did
did
not
you know
realize that
Matt?
was the Sam.
That's
Oh,
the
got it.
Sam. That's the one. Yeah, that's that. Just I'll be connected.
Say it.
Okay.
Hey, no.
Just so y'all know. Sam, did you know that that's the Matt?
I did.
How'd you know? You could tell the voice, couldn't you?
I just can tell. Look at that production value.
Yeah, we had a conversation about mass production.
Dan, I will say I'm going into Ironheart with no expectations, so I could be pleasantly surprised.
That's
You
probably
know,
the
I
best
don't
way.
expect
Yeah.
anything that's gonna blow me away. And if Marvel surprises me, great. I am hoping that, like, I know my prediction was to see like Kamala and Kate Bishop. I am hoping
disagree,
that
J-Rob.
we get some kind of tie into, like, where does this character go? Why are you going to make me, or how are you going to make me care about her in the next phase of whatever's coming?
I think Sam's onto something, right? Like if this was, and Dan, to your point, if they use this as the champions build up, like it's really, we call it Riri, but it's really champions. You know what I'm saying? Like
I would love that.
Yep.
I would be okay with that. I would
I'd
not
be
be
a
mad.
I tell you what, the only saving grace I will have for Riri is that I wasn't expecting to like Agatha as much as I did. So there's
100%.
that possibility. There's a possibility I might watch Riri and go, shit, you know what? That was all right. Now, you're saying that the villain they were introduced is a Hood, right? I said that. It's going to be the Hood.
Mhm.
Right? You said he was introduced in Voices a year ago?
No.
he's been-
The Hood is a major villain, a
Right.
major Avengers villain.
Major
So
I
what
think
are you
Ish is
talking
He's a major
you're
everybody.
referring to like Riri's specific rogue. I forgot what the
Mhm.
name is though.
I can't think of her name.
I can't,
the girl
right?
Who just got introduced
That's
to
how
Marvel Voices
unimportant
a year
it
ago.
was, Caesar.
Well, she just popped up again.
I know
just popped up again.
yeah.
But here's the thing,
And-
and I want to touch on what Caesar. You just said something dope. Agatha and this speaks to what they're saying below.
That's great.
And J Rob, I want to use what I'm about to say too to just speak to what you said really quick. Agatha wasn't just an Agatha show, right? It was a Wiccan show as well, and it introduced and was about as much about Wiccan as it was about Agatha. And Hawkeye wasn't just a Hawkeye show, right?
No,
it was about Kate Bishop and introducing these other characters. And I have no problem with Riri being that.
Yep.
No
100%.
problem with Riri being a show that isn't just about Riri and introduces.
I prefer it.
Yep, me too.
I prefer it.
Is it Blackheart or Iron Maiden or something like that? Who is the character?
No, her name is Kita, is her real name, but I can't. She's in the current Free Comic Book Day Marvel Voices, which is a reprint of Marvel Voices from last year, and she's also in the recent Ironheart issue that just released like 3 weeks ago, where they fight the whole issue.
Let Riri build me Viv Vision, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yo, wait, no, because Vision doesn't need to be rebuilt. He's still White Vision.
Viv Vision.
No, but Viv Vision
is Vision's daughter, who's a
Vision's
member of the
daughter.
Champions.
Oh, you talking about?
Let that happen. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's fun.
Viv Vision.
I tell you what,
another key member of the Champions.
You sons of bitches of nerds. You mentioned these names. You have to remember, not everybody here fucking reads. Well, I hope they bring in Viv, and if they bring in Viv, then maybe I'll watch it. You fucking nerds. I get it. This is Call the Comic podcast.
There's a whole world out there, Caesar.
And the funny thing is,
I'm expanding your menu.
This is the
your
best
palette
part.
is growing.
The best part of this is that I don't give a shit. Because I just don't. I don't. That's why a lot of times I let you guys just gab at the mouth and just like, well, but you're wrong in the House of X and M. I don't give a shit. I just like to sit back and see a bunch of guys just nerd out on a bunch of shit that other people who are watching this going, what the fuck are they talking about? I don't know, but he talks pretty funny.
Vivian.
I mean, okay. He's the daughter. She's the daughter of.
Give me Amadeus Cho. Give me.
Do you know who Amadeus Cho is?
We got Amadeus Cho.
No, we didn't.
No, we don't.
Yes, we did. She's a female.
Huh?
Didn't we get Amadeus Cho in Avengers?
No, that was Dr.
Age of Ultron?
Unrelated.
Oh, it was Dr. Cho. Okay.
The mother of Amadeus Cho.
Oh, is that the mother of Amadeus Cho?
That's his sister.
I don't fucking know.
His big sister.
I don't read, you mofos. I don't give a shit.
Well, we're not going to get Amadeus Cho.
I thought you won't get Amadeus Cho.
I will say this.
That
I would love to see
Amadeus Cho.
I would love to see because I know that there was once upon a time we were going to get the Armor Wars, right?
Yeah.
I would love to see them have kind of put both of those together, if nothing else.
We're getting.
I wonder what the actual concept for that was going to be.
I am really glad they didn't go forward with Iron War. That would have been weird.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars.
We would have gotten Stingray and who else?
Those comics were horrible.
Bunch of other people nobody likes.
Stingray
they are really bad.
For Submariner. Yeah, Armor Wars was just boring, but
that's what I'm saying. That's why
part
they
of
dropped
Armor Wars, the Silver Centurion costume. That was the best part.
Wasn't War Machine in Armor Wars?
Yeah,
it would have been.
I think wasn't it after?
We got Scar though, and She-Hulk.
Ah!
Yeah.
What was
George
that?
Costanza. It's George Costanza.
It was really bad. We didn't get Hulkling. We didn't get Amadeus Cho.
Oh my god!
Scar.
Someone needs to AI George Costanza type reaction.
Because it's fucking his
It's
hairline
funny
was
because Matt Lucas has nothing to say about us getting Scar. He's like, that's the one bad blemish. That's the one bad.
No. She-Hulk is not an infallible show. It ain't perfect. It's
Scar.
far from perfect.
I
just really enjoy it because She-Hulk is my favorite character. That's
I
it.
love She-Hulk. I feel
what I mean?
like we should have got Amadeus Cho or something at the end of She-Hulk. He should have showed up and been like, hey, because somebody help
I don't
me
know
with
that the
issue.
rights were. I don't know that they had the rights worked out that they could do that.
But they can get Scar?
I mean, look at what capacity he was in.
He's the Hulk's son. I mean, Amadeus Cho is more of a Marvel character than Scar is. As far as on TV, as far as Universal Hulk properties. Scar is directly
If they introduced Scar, they introduced Scar for a reason.
Why?
Yeah, because they didn't want to do Amadeus
Planet
Cho
Hulk.
or Hawkling.
I mean, what is it? Was it World War Hulk or Planet Hulk?
No. I think they're bringing.
It's
I mean, they
Planet
could have brought Scar in like they brought in Wiccan, like they brought in all these people for Young Avengers.
Well, no.
Scar isn't a Young Avenger.
Scar's not a Young
Yeah, but-
Avenger.
I know,
the
but
prelim
they're
photos that
they're
came
doing
out?
something.
Yeah, they have
Really?
to. They don't have enough dudes on this team. They have
Hold
like
on,
You
Billy.
know the leaked prelim photos that came out for the Avengers Doomsday with the whole Hulk world and Hulk
Yeah.
children.
All those concept art
Yeah.
photos.
It might
Yeah.
do something.
That showed Dupe in one of those concept arts.
Did they?
There
Yeah.
you go again. There you go again, you fucking nerd.
Yo,
What the fuck
Dupe
is
is Dupe is the weirdest but funniest character from X-Force. Caesar is look it up. You'll be like, what the fuck is this character?
All right.
It
This
looks like
is stupid
Slimer
shit.
from Ghostbusters.
Yes, yes. Really. But Dupe is awesome.
Well, wait a minute. Is it Swordmaster one of the Avengers?
Swordsman?
I'm
No.
sorry, the Young Avengers?
No.
No, not young.
See him in Daredevil? He's like 80.
He's like 70.
Swordmaster is a new agent of Atlas. Swordsman
Oh, that's-
is an Avenger. Yes. Two different.
No, yeah, I think I got them confused, right? So
Yeah.
Swordmaster is the
Agent.
Atlas. The
Correct.
Atlas, right?
He's currently Iron
Yeah.
Fist.
And then Swordsman, the one from
the old
Daredevil.
guy. from Daredevil,
And from
right.
yeah,
Swordmaster is currently Iron Fist.
correct. He's the new Iron Fist.
Oh, that's great. As long as we don't have the same as long as we have the same fucking actor, that's all I care about. You know, we talked about that, right? They want to bring back the Defenders. And
Give
he's
me
like,
a chance.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
I'm raising
I
my
can,
hand.
No,
I can
Give me some
prove
good
myself.
writers.
I can
No.
prove myself. My hands don't work.
nah. I'll take Daredevil Born Again over you as.
Well, you're
as
gonna get
Danny
it.
Rand.
You're gonna get another season.
I never saw the second season of Iron Fist. The same way.
Me
Now,
neither.
I did
There's a second season of Iron
There
Fist.
is no second season.
Oh yeah, there was a second season of Iron
No,
Fist.
there wasn't.
How the fuck? Yes, there was.
Is this one of those
They
Mandela
did
effects?
2 seasons of Iron Fist.
They did not
Yes.
do 2 seasons of
No,
Iron
they
Look
Fist.
it
did.
up,
They did it
man.
they did it in.
He did Defenders.
They
They
did.
did Defenders. Yeah.
Defenders does
Okay,
not
what
count
am I
as the
confused
second
about?
season of Iron
Oh.
Fist.
Defenders shouldn't count for anything.
Second season
I
of
can-
Iron Fist was
Was it
released
bad?
on September
was
7th.
Was
so
Defenders bad?
It was bad.
Oh,
It was bad.
Well, it
The
wasn't.
best
It
thing
wasn't
that
bad.
came out
It
of
was just bad.
Defenders is
Matt, it
Daredevil
wasn't
beat
bad,
the
it
shit
just
out of
was like
Iron
the
Fist.
opposite- It was the opposite of good.
Beat his ass.
Hold on.
There was a season 2.
Really?
There was. Yes.
I
knew
think
it.
How did
that's
that
like-
happen?
No, that's like Sinbad and Shazam. That is bullshit. That didn't happen. That,
He says the Mandela effect.
that didn't
The
happen.
MCU Mandela effect.
That's like Finn Jones saying, "Look it, I got a season 2." It didn't exist.
It didn't happen.
But it did happen.
It didn't
I'm
happen.
Billy,
Yo,
I'm not crazy, right?
Caesar, you
It
watched
happened.
it?
It's
Are
real.
you gonna admit that you watched it? Are you gonna sit
Billy.
here on this
No.
show
Like,
and say that
Lord
you
me.
watched season 2?
I'm telling you, I didn't want. I was bringing this to a point, you fucking douchebags. I was influenced. By people by saying it's so bad, don't watch it. So I didn't watch Iron Fist 2. And get this, I might get shit for this,
who is that?
but
even?
because that's Chung
Colleen
or
Wu?
Wing, Colleen Wu,
Chung
or
Colleen Wing?
I was gonna call her Wing Chunk, but
Colin
whatever her
Wood?
name was. So the other
And
one
Wing
that I
too.
did not, the other one I didn't watch because people influenced me and says it's not good, don't watch it, is Luke Cage the second. Did you guys watch the second Luke Cage?
Oh,
I didn't watch any of that stuff. I
You didn't
watched
watch
Daredevil
the first
season
season
1.
of Luke Cage.
The first
What?
season of Luke Cage was all right.
It
I
was
liked
okay.
the first season.
I watched Daredevil
yeah.
season 1. I couldn't get through the other seasons because Snorefest.
I didn't watch Luke Cage at all. I'm still trying to muster up
It's hard.
the
It's a hard
fortitude
watch.
to do it.
It's hard.
Really?
Dad.
The
Yeah,
first
because
Luke
wasn't that
Cage I
bad.
thought was pretty good. The
It's hard. The tropes are so
second
bad.
season I started and didn't finish.
It's the tropes. Some of the tropes are just bad, man. It's just like I feel like
Yes.
every time I try to watch it, every second is going to be like Shaft. He's a bad mother. Shut your
But
mouth.
Oh,
It's just
you know
so-
what, though?
I mean, like yo.
But I will say, I'll say another thing too, though. The second season of Punisher on Netflix, I wasn't a big fan of it. Gotta be
The
honest with
Electra
you.
season.
It was a yawn fest.
It was with Jigsaw at the very end.
I'm one of the only
I don't
people
know.
who doesn't like John Bernthal as the Punisher.
Really?
No, you're not one of the only people.
You know,
Oh,
it just,
yeah, I
just
thought-
doesn't do it.
I think
He's so
Punisher
funny.
was the standout for Born Again.
I think he's
me.
the best Punisher to date, but that's not saying much.
Huh.
Because I don't like anyone as the Punisher so far.
You didn't like Dolph Lundgren as a Punisher?
Oh,
You don't like Jane Thomas Jane as the Punisher?
I didn't like the
I agree
British
with you on
guy.
that,
I didn't
J-Rod.
like none of them people.
I like Dolph Lundgren.
But did you like Nick Cage as Ghost Rider?
I don't really know if I like Nick. I don't know.
That is probably
That's a
one of
real.
the worst Nick. That's probably one of the worst Nick Cage impersonations I have ever fucking heard.
I was. That's awesome because Nick Cage is one of the worst voices ever. So any impersonation of
You
Nick
know
Cage
what's
is gonna be
funny is
bad.
I like Nick Cage in movies like
I like
The Family Man or in movies
Valley
like
Girl.
National Treasure or National
Gone in 60 Seconds.
National Treasure, whatever that is. I don't
The
like
best
Nick
Nick
Cage
Cage.
in hero
Raising
movies.
Arizona.
Moonlighting.
Raising Arizona's great.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's
Moon-
got his
Talking about
place.
Noir? Are we talking about Spider Noir?
No,
No,
we were just
no.
we were
Talking
talking
about
about Ghost Rider for a second, but
Oh,
Spider
okay.
Noir is another one that's
You know
coming
what?
up, right?
But I
That is
want to
coming
see
up.
Nick Cage as Ghost Rider because I'm an idiot. Like all these idiots who listen. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you why I couldn't give Deadpool the highest rating because they gave you people that y'all hated, right? Like we didn't. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
You're
I'm
right,
just
Joe.
wrong about this. But Marvel, when they do this stupid Secret War crap, they're gonna bring back all these
They're all gonna
characters
do
that failed in
Yep.
other movies in the Fox universe, and we're gonna see Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch. We're gonna see all this crap,
Oh God, no.
and I'm telling you, we're gonna see all these characters get killed in the collision of worlds and universes, and Marvel's gonna
Those
use
incursions.
These
Are they
They're
gonna
incursions.
bring?
They're
Are
coming.
they gonna?
it for
Yeah, are they
real.
gonna, are
Big
they
time.
gonna
If you
bring
really
back?
like, oh, that was
that's
dope.
why. That's why
They
you got
brought
that
Anna
post-credit
Paquin
scene.
back.
Hold
That's why
on,
you got
hold
that
on, hold on,
post-credit
hold on,
scene.
hold on.
You're
Is
just
that
gonna
why
be
they bring-
looking. They're gonna be looking up at these worlds colliding. You're gonna see every hero from every single movie that's ever been made in a Marvel property.
So,
Halle
are they
Berry
gonna
says
bring?
she's not going to be there as Storm, which means she's going to be there as Storm.
Are they gonna bring Ben Affleck as Daredevil?
They're going to all of it. They
All
already
of it.
brought the Jen Affleck.
Jen,
They brought her.
Listen, fools. All I gotta say
I
is,
think they're
is a couple
divorced again.
things. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay,
Not
because
Jen
the show's already-
Affleck.
the show's coming. The show's coming to an end. Thank God. So this is what's gonna happen. Okay.
Uh-oh. We're gonna close out the show.
Oh, we're closing out the show because this show's stupid. After this show, we might not even do anymore after this stupid show. I'll say one thing. I like bringing Billy in because he just sits there, smokes his vape, and disappears and smokes his vape. He throws in his 2 cents and then he fucking does whatever.
You talking shit, Caesar?
Yes!
Billy
I like
said,
bringing Billy in because he just sits there. He's like, "Nah, you're wrong."
Billy said, no, but Billy said, Woodpecker.
Woodpecker.
Like, yo.
Yeah, that was the highlight. That was the highlight of the day. Anyways, okay, all right.
It's the best soundbite ever.
It is. These are believe it or not, one of the best shows because it is literally geeking out. We're talking about, I haven't seen Sinners yet, J. Rob. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. My wife's favorite Marvel movie, Ghost Rider. She loves Ghost Rider.
Oh.
Right.
You
So
need
I
to-
put her
you
up there
need
with
to,
Matt.
You need to get divorced.
Oh, I need to drop her down. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta.
I just want to say really quick on a segue. Man, that Tron trailer was good. I saw it.
Oh,
in
you saw the
theater.
Tron trailer?
Yo, I saw it in the theater for Thunderbolts, and I was like, yo, is what I
Yeah.
thought it was Space Invaders at first. Because of the first ship that dropped. No, the ship
Yeah.
looked like a Space Invader ship.
They've always
Yeah.
looked like Space Invader ships.
And then people died. And then it was like, oh, this is Tron. But then people died. I'm like, yo, the trailer
All right, I gotta go see it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty good. I'm gonna admit it. So just imagine, Matt, the Tron world in our world. So imagine that ship and the bike and the laser and all that stuff in here.
Okay.
In
Killing
our world.
people.
So I mean the line, whatever that laser going through cars.
No. What?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's pretty badass. I gotta admit.
I
It's gonna be all right. Okay. Listen, everybody. We have homework to do for the next show. We do this. We're gonna do. We're gonna do a top 10 comic book movies of all time for each individual.
Comic
people.
book first, then movie.
Comic book first, then movie. All right. Okay. I'm just letting you know. So don't do whatever. Then they made a book after, and that doesn't count. So it can be anything. Like I said, my top 5 only has one Marvel movie. The other ones are not. So it is what it is. Other than that, we're gonna go around the horn, introduce, and do that. We're gonna skip Billy because he goes, I don't have anything. We got a restaurant come back. I just did it, but in Billy's voice.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
You got it, man. Billy did buy my book, so
Did buy your
and he
book?
got it.
It's here.
He did
It's
buy-
on the wall already.
There he goes. He got my TOS 41, and I'm very happy to share.
Oh,
All right,
nice.
let's start with Dan because Dan is my color man.
Man.
Dan the man. What do you got there, Dan? What do you?
Well,
What do you think?
again, Caesar and crew, I just love this chat. I was talking before we started that this is therapy for me. So, Matt, I'm glad I got to meet you today. I hope I get another chance to chat with you. You're awesome, and so is everybody on this panel. I love it. Guys, follow me on Instagram, Tree City Comics. Every Wednesday, I'm posting about the books I'm reading, and I do read. I love to read, and I write about them. So, fair warning, there are spoilers. If you haven't read your books yet, maybe don't check it out. But give me a follow anyway. I'm usually posting about those books I'm finding. I'm currently working on finishing my Wonder Woman Volume 2 run. I'm 20 some books away. So you can help me out there. That'd be great as well. You can also find me sometimes here on the Comic Menu. Again, thanks for having me. And I think this month and in a week, I'm going to be in Detroit at Motor City Con. So if you are in that area and you're giving me a follow, please DM me so we can meet up and get to meet each other face to face.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Sam the man. What's up, man? What do you got going?
So much right now. That's crazy. But you guys can follow me on at Instagram, Comic Sam Collects, where I'm posting up some of the stuff that I pick up each week. I sell on Whatnot under the name Comic Sam also, so you can find me on there weekly, running some awesome books. I don't think I have anything else going on right now. It's just busy. If you're looking for any books, let me know.
Well, have you been talking to Dan? Or a guy's looking for his Wonder Woman shit and you can't find
I got him some.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Sam did.
Oh, good. That's good for something. So this is the other thing here. So J-Rob doesn't like anything. All right, just to let you know, J-Rob doesn't like shit. I don't anything we say like, hey, that's pretty good. That looks terrible. Hey, that movie looks. You know what movie I liked? That movie was shit. I hate that guy. I'm gonna bring him back in the show. All right, we got Matt. Here we go, Matt.
Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, thanks for tuning in. I love being invited on the show. I love getting to chat with all of you guys. Great banner back and forth. You can find me on YouTube at The Revenge of the Nerd, which is my YouTube channel. And I'm also on Instagram under Matt Lucas Creates. I've got my review of Thunderbots is going to be posted within the next couple of days. Check that out. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe. And give everybody a follow here, man. I wrote down some tags. I'm gonna go check them out. Some of you guys' Instagram, I'm gonna get some guys some follows and stuff like that. And anytime, I always love being on here and shooting the shit with you guys and ranting and defending She-Hulk until I'm blue in the face or green in the face. So yeah,
you're gonna die. You're gonna die on that hill.
I will.
You're definitely gonna die on that hill.
It's me.
That's you, fool.
Yo. So as y'all know, I'm Issue X, otherwise known as the Robin Hood of the unfair market. You can find me on Comic Sense, COMIXSENSE on Facebook. That's the page and the group. You can find me on Instagram at ISHUE.X. I need y'all a couple things I need to do here really quick. One, Matt dropped a She-Hulk apologist video, and I say this because Matt's production values, these videos that he drops, are phenomenal. Whether you agree with his opinion or not, you need to go check out his channel, watch his stuff. Comic Sam has an exclusive cover of the hottest upcoming book. It is called Exquisite Corpses. He did a Sveta Shavina exclusive cover. Check out Comic Sam's page. You can also find it hosted on Comic Sense. It is a very awesome exclusive cover. Dan, the man from Tree City. Listen, the reviews that he does every week, y'all need to go check out his page. Follow him. Great person. Billy, I always like hanging out with you. I don't know a lot about what you do, but I'm gonna find out.
I cook,
I'm gonna
man.
find
That's
out.
it.
Oh,
He
you
cooks.
cook,
He's
you
a
cook,
chef.
and you cook and you kick it. I cannot tell you that Billy's food is dope, because I haven't had it. But I'm gonna,
Okay.
maybe, but
we gotta
maybe
take a road trip.
maybe you got a page where you just post a whole bunch of cool pictures of it.
I don't know. I don't.
You probably should.
Listen,
I mean,
Caesar D. Morales does the dope voiceovers. You already know I'm not about to promote Caesar Morales. What I'm about to promote is the Comic Menu podcast, and I'm about to promote this show that he brings to y'all every week without fail. I need y'all to go over to the YouTube channel. I need y'all to give it a like, a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Don't do nothing, because without fail, he has dope guests, and I'm privileged to be a part of this community and to be one of those guests. I'm not so dope, but I get to hang out in dope company. So definitely appreciate that and appreciate you all.
All right, look at that. I always save Ish for last because he's like the Don King of the comic menu, and not because he's black. It's because he's just the most pretty, well, and old, black and old. All right, everybody, you know where to find me. I am on the IGs, on the Instagrams. It's got to be. It's interesting. I on a side note. So since I've been working, I haven't been so active on Instagram, but I still do my figure and slab reels, and I still do promotion voiceovers for Acclaim sales. There's so much drama in that place. Instagram, the comic community has a lot of drama, and it's funny not being part of it, and it feels kind of good not seeing it. It's kind of awesome, but. Let's all remember, these are comic books. Fucking people getting crazy over it. It's stupid stuff. People trade and buy and sell, make other people happy. So let's try to keep it down. If, by the way, if you do want a voiceover, so if you want any of the voices, let me know. I might be doing some very soon for this guy's matter of fact. For
me,
Iconicon. Iconicon is coming
very soon.
Very soon. Okay, guys. That being said, let's all get together, sing Kumbaya and all that bullshit. This is fun. We'll see you guys next week. I don't know who I'm gonna have. I might bring back these mofos because we got to do that. Because now I'm thinking. I think we probably might bring back you guys because we got to do this thing. You know, we still got to do this movie's the top 10.
Just really quick, I just want to say, we all came on the screen and we look like 8-bit Nintendo, and Matt comes on looking like Sega Genesis.
That 15K camera over there.
Yo, like,
Dude,
what's going on
Matt
here?
and Sam have the best setups. I mean, hands down. It's like, God dang it.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna burn all
understand.
this down behind me.
I spent $20 on my shit. Why isn't it looking as good as yours? I don't understand. You guys suck, man. All right, guys. So we'll see
Sam
you
said
guys.
it isn't good. He's got a DeLorean and he's got Jeff the Land Shark. Like,
How do you
which
not
way you
like
going?
the Lego DeLorean, bro?
I do like the DeLorean, but juxtaposed with Jeff the Land Shark, like, what we doing?
What? I've got my rival set up over there. I'm going. If anyone wants to play some video games, no one wants
Nobody
to play.
wants to play video games. All right, that went
Come on,
away
guys.
from the 1978.
I'm gonna go play
I
Fallout
want to
4 as
play.
soon as we're done.
I'm just not good at it.
No, you got to go play Expedition 33. You'd love it.
Is it good?
Right.
It's very good.
Is it
Okay.
open
I'm
for
still
RPG?
fucking listen. I'm
You're
still
so
playing
old.
Combat from Atari, so
Yeah.
I'm still
I mean,
trying
that's
to beat
fine.
Combat.
Caesar's trying to beat
Ask-
Oregon Trail.
Ask Dan. He was on my Whatnot stream earlier, Caesar. I had a CRT TV and Nintendo going behind it.
What's Expedition
Caesar
30?
died of scurvy on Oregon Trail. He's still
I'll
trying
talk
to
to you
beat
about it.
that
It's
shit.
good.
Caesar died of
Yeah, we got
dysentery.
You did have old school Nintendo
I'm
Turtles.
about to
Teenage
eat
Mutant
my
Ninja
third
Turtles player.
human.
Yeah.
Oregon Trail, you fucking dumbasses, man. All right, that's it. I'm
They
in here.
remastered Oregon Trail, you know?
All right, I don't want to talk about